doing today? All right, my name is Randy Robertson, and I'm just going to tell you briefly my story, and I'm going to preface this with I get emotional sometimes, and if that happens, I apologize. Since my surgery, it's my wife, my daughter. So, I was diagnosed in March with stage 4 bile duct cancer, and I had a surgery at Hopkins called the Whipple procedure. And they tore out my bile duct and my gallbladder, my small intestine, part of my liver, part of my pancreas, part of my stomach. And they told me I might be cured. It was cool. I mean, I had the surgery, you know? So I'm scheduled for chemo, and my weight keeps dropping. I'm down to 147 pounds. My wife doesn't want me to start chemo because she thinks it's going to kill me. So we had a scan just to make sure the cancer hadn't returned. And it had. And it metastasized to my liver, to my lungs, and I was done. I decided I didn't want to be done. I decided 2% chance to live wasn't good enough for me. I decided normal protocol with a 98% chance of death is not cool. I wanted to live. I have children. I have a wife. I have a family. I'm a taxpayer. My mother prayed. Someone came to my door. I hadn't seen him in 15 years. He said, "I heard you need the oil." I had no idea what he was talking about. Oil. The hell are you talking about? Magic shit. I tried it. What did I have to lose? I'm gonna die. I got up the next morning, and I'd been on morphine, oxycodone, and all the other stuff I had to take. Zofran for my stomach. It was a drawer full of medicine like this. I wanted to take a shower. I wanted to walk my dog. I had hope. I felt good. I stopped taking the poison. I stopped taking the morphine. I stopped taking the oxycodone. I stopped taking the Zofran, the Regulin, the Ativan, Tramadol. I mean, it just went on forever. I didn't stop taking it because I wanted to. I stopped taking it because I didn't need it. I got my first scan. All the cancer in my lungs was gone. I'm going to tell you that one more time. I got my first scan. All the cancer in my lungs was gone. Who would keep this from people? Who? Why? All the cancer in my liver, all the tumors resolved. All the tumors that had not resolved had shrank, and all the tumors that were micro, small tumors remained the same. They had never seen a scan like that in their lives. At Johns Hopkins. So, my before, my after, and my poster, I'm here to tell you my story. I'm telling you it works. That's it, you know? Thank you.
Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown and you fool bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty.
Let's roll. From the bunker in Bayonne. What a crazy week, ladies and gentlemen. Big show coming up. That was Randy Robertson from Pennsylvania. By the way, he didn't make it. In case you didn't know, he didn't make it. Sorry. Smoke them if you got them. Roll them if you don't. Alan Gordon's coming up very soon. He'll tell you how to talk to your pastor and your preacher and your nuns, whoever. Spiritual use of cannabis. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to medicate. Sativa Across the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast, coming to you live from the bunker in Bayonne, here with Carol Millman, Michelle Burns, and wow, what timing you have, sir. Wow. And Rich Morelski in studio. Hi, Richie. What's going on, buddy? I got your, yeah, you can sit right there, buddy. I got your microphone set up for you. Awesome. Good timing. What a crazy week. Richie will tell you more about it. It was, oh my God. Yeah, on yellow. What a crazy week, man. We made friends. We made a friend, didn't we?
You did. You have a little man chowder still left on your chin there, bub. Reed is for me.
Oh, Mayor Reed.
Yeah.
I love you too, Mayor Reed. We're friends now.
Let me see. If there was a circle jerk, he would definitely be the pivot point on that one, bro. Holy shit. Yeah. Hide your head. Shame. 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 Yeah, he can't even say anything. Look at him. Ha!
I didn't expect that coming from you, Richie. From Wayne, maybe. Not
Oh,
from you.
you definitely expected something coming from Mayor Reed, though.
It wasn't like that at all. It
Oh, I
wasn't
swear
like
to God, it wasn't
it's
like
not like that.
It wasn't gay.
No, it's not. I'm not gay anymore. I'm not gay anymore. It's not like that.
It was a passing phase, I think.
We had one night together. Just one night.
One quickie after the fucking town council meeting. That piece. Oh.
No, he was very friendly.
Oh, he was very friendly because he got caught.
Yeah, because he's done. No mas.
Oh yeah, no mas. I give up.
I give up. I want to be your friend now. What can I do
Good.
for
Then
you?
we all need to dry fuck that guy.
Oh my God.
After the shit he pulled throughout the state, fuck him.
He's gonna help us now. We're gonna get him to
Really?
help us.
I don't believe it.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
I don't either.
I don't
You know
believe
what?
it.
But
He is a lot of fucking hot air, right, Michelle? Well, I don't know,
think
man.
It's all bullshit, and Lefty is cute, so I can see the attraction to him from him.
Oh yeah.
They have all these man crushes on him.
There is a burgeoning bromance going on now.
Exactly.
he did. When I shook his hand, he pulled me in like the Donald Trump does. He pulled me in.
Does he have
Did he give you
little
a hug?
hands?
Dude, he took me in like hugged me. Like,
Please stop following me around the state and ruining my $3,000 a month.
Exactly.
he knows how to get to me. Be nice to me.
Oh yeah,
my
promise you home grow,
Promise me home
and
grow.
you are on
Yeah.
your knees. Oh, thank you, Mayor Reed, our
Home
savior.
grow? Did you say home grow? How many plants? 12 plants? 15? 20.
Exactly.
Whatever it takes, man.
It was disgusting. That's
Whatever it
why I left early. I'm like, I am not going to
You
go
did
in
not.
there
You did not.
and blow Mayor Reed because everyone else wants to.
So Lefty blew Mayor Reed.
Oh yeah, you should have saw him. He had a
Nobody
big
blew
smile
Mayor
on his
Reed.
face.
No!
He has no gag reflex now.
There was no blowing of Mayor Reed.
Oh, okay, sure.
I have to watch the video again because I didn't see that part.
You guys are
Maybe
too
it was
much.
edited
Well,
out.
of course he did.
Yeah, of course he
He
did.
can't
yeah.
have
Lefty's good
videographic
at that.
evidence of that. Holy Christ.
Oh.
Lefty.
We're about to go on a spiritual journey. I don't want to talk about Mayor Reed right now.
Oh, come on. Spiritual journey. He is now part of your journey, baby.
He might be part of our journey. Maybe he's going to join us and get stoned with us and get a card. Let's get Mayor Reed a card for stress from us.
Yeah, he's got post-traumatic stress disorder.
my
After you
God.
got done blowing him, he really had to question his fucking sexuality, man.
No, from all the other stuff, not that.
Oh.
The other stuff.
Oh, that's right. He enjoyed that part. I forgot.
You saw it?
You knew this was coming, dude.
Get it? Get it? Jokes today, Richie. Jokes, huh?
Where is John Rehill? We need like.
He's in Atlantic City. Yeah.
He's in Atlantic City getting massage right now.
Oh,
He
really?
didn't say that.
He's not?
Happy
He just
endings.
says in Atlantic City. That's it.
Well, that's what you do in Atlantic City. You get massages, right?
No, I gamble.
Oh, what'd you say, Carol?
I'm Miltech. I gamble.
Gamble? Well, he's gambling with his health by getting a massage.
Well, no, I'm not gambling with his health. He's getting a massage. That'd be healthy for him.
Oh, it would be? Oh, all right.
Right?
As long as the masseuse washes their hands, it's healthy.
Well, they talked about sex trafficking in Point Beach. They have a place that's traffic sex.
Oh yeah, and they're just so concerned about these wild cannabis patients beating each other to death with motorcycle helmets or something ridiculous.
Dude.
Sorry, I'm just bitter about that.
Yeah, I know.
You're really bitter
I'm
about everything
over
today.
it. I'm off of my rant. Everything else will be private, but I had to say it today. So, anyway,
Well, we're
time
gonna
to medicate, dude.
yeah, do that.
Yeah.
We got we got Jeff Sessions reading the news today. We got news about the Muslim elders in the South Ward of Patterson saying, "Not in my town." They said, this is the quote from them. I'll have Jeff Sessions read this. Hold on. This is too funny. I got to have Jeff Sessions read the news here. Richie, hold on. Ready? You're the host. Ready? Go.
All right, you evil elf. It's your time slot to go ahead and read us some news, some fake news, according to your Lord and Savior. Oh, there he is. Are you still smoking that doobie that Wayne gave you? Damn, look at you, son.
Terrible. Terrible production today.
Yes. Too bad we don't have a sound guy, you know.
Hi, boys and girls. This is your old pal Jeff Sessions with the news. We got some news from Patterson, New Jersey today. The Muslim elders in the South Ward community have pushed back hard against the imminent sighting of medical marijuana grow facility in their neighborhood operated by Green Thumb Industries, a national cannabis consumer packaged goods company. I want to say to our mayor, this dispensary is not welcome in our community, said Imam Mohammed Quatani, a neighborhood leader. What I see from the presentation is they want money. Money! They want the money, Quatani added.
Show me the money.
He directly addressed Mayor Andre Saeed when he described a critical issue for our children. You will see children addicted to the contamination of air in the area.
What? Could you repeat that?
You will see children addicted from the contamination of the air in the area.
If that was the case, holy cow, this is Patterson he's talking about, right?
It's in Patterson, New Jersey.
They're already infected.
My
trust
kind
me.
of people. That's right. Keep them hippies out of your town. I love them Muslim people. Yoo-hoo! I'm going to team up with these Muslims, get them hippies out of here. No more patchouli in Patterson.
Well, you should send your buddy Mayor Reed over there. He'll help him out.
Yoo-hoo! This is great. Wow! I'm so happy to hear this. Damn potheads, keep them out of my town. That's right, the air is contaminated. You're going to get children addicted from the contaminated air of the area. That's a good one. I'm going to start using that. Marijuana makes children addicted from the air. Quatani's comments followed other skeptical reactions of the presentation of former CEO Peter Cadens of Chicago, now a board member of what he described as a multi-billion-dollar company, one of 6 licensed in New Jersey to grow and dispense medical marijuana. We vetted 24 entities and chose the best one, the mayor explained. Cadens presented himself as the first white male entrepreneur to ever give a TED Talk on social inequity and justice. And that is the reason I am here today, he explained. We're a $3 billion company because we're active in our communities. A hand shot up later. Does GTI run a union shop? Cadens answered in the negative, and audible groans ensued from the audience. I guess they want them union people in there, the UFCW potheads. Oh, them UFCW potheads? Yep. We'll keep them all out of our town, too. There will be a lot of traffic loading and unloading 24/7, which is a major issue, said a self-identified medical doctor. Diesel machines, noise, chemicals in the water. The stench that comes out of marijuana, he added. All of those people are looking forward to being employed, but they will be exposed to a higher incidence of asthma and lung disease while working in closed spaces. Jihad Alibi spoke against it. Another resident, a Muslim woman, condemned marijuana for impairing the clarity a religious person requires in order to experience contact with God. So they're saying marijuana keeps you from contact with God. I don't understand the nuances of every religion, Cadens said in response. Irrespective of your religion, if you have a suffering child, you would want your child to have access to a medicine that alleviated those seizures. Mm-hmm. Leo McGuire, a former Bergen County sheriff, heads up safety for the company in New Jersey, and he was present in the room too. And he was back up for Cadens. So there you are. There's my Muslim friends keeping all them damn hippies out of Patterson. Keep them out of there. Keep your seizures in your salads and keep your cancer at home. Keep them cancer in your mosques. Don't come out of those mosques with cancer. Keep all the cancers and the seizures inside the mosque where they belong. Don't come out of the house and the mosque. There you go. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, you're on the phone. You're staring. I don't know what you're doing. This is great.
Well, you were boring.
We're in trouble. I'm always in
That's why I'm
trouble.
over
anyhow,
here.
you know.
That's why I'm over here. 'Cause
It's all Michelle's fault. Fucking A.
It's all my fault.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting
I do
stoned.
like. I must say, I do like the seating here at the alternate location, the sweetie-less, the sugarless. location.
It's comfortable, right?
Very.
Very homey.
Very, very homey
Yeah.
indeed. Hey, who you calling over there,
no,
Lefty?
it's not, right?
Huh?
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Lefty. I was watching you, and now I'm talking to you, and there's a timing problem, so I want to turn this off and not cause any feedback. Jobless.
Alan Gordon, how are you, sir? The Reverend.
I couldn't be better. I'm just full of the Spirit of the Lord today. I'm loving this podcast. I'm loving all the news that I'm hearing. I hope I'm not too much comic relief on your show as a
Please do.
big fan of Jeff Sessions, who thinks that Jeff Sessions actually smokes lots of weed, and what he was doing was part of a big sting, and he was fake news. But we don't have to get into all that. There's all this good stuff going on in your area that I want to talk about, and good tidings and gifts that I want to bear to the South Jersey, Philadelphia region on the heels of the news of the Rasta Church Temple in Philly.
Isn't that great? I was there. It's actually absolutely gorgeous. It's wonderful.
I haven't seen it yet, but as soon as we can clear out the space between a couple of court dates up here with all this litigation we're doing, we want to go down there and visit and bear gifts to them. This is going to sound crazy, but we actually have authority as the Hebrew Catholic trunk of all the churches of antiquity, the Roman Catholic, etc., branches on it. We actually have authority to bear apology from all of Catholicism to what we know as the Rastafarian line. And in their understanding and in mine, they actually have the Ark of the Covenant there in Ethiopia. The ancient scriptures said so, and the Rastafari was, in fact, the rightful heir to the kingdom of Israel and Judea and what was ancient Ethiopia, which is much of Africa. There was a fight between Roman Catholic and the what we think of as the Rastafarian Church of Antiquity. And I come here to sort of, I'm going to be coming to their temple in Philadelphia to bear apology and gifts and to restore the wealth that was stolen from them. It was, in fact, the Nazis, the opiate vendors, the Skull and Bones opiate big farm Nazi machine that caused the rift between the Roman Catholics and the Rastafarians and turned us against one another, and infiltrated the Vatican into all that filthy banking and child trafficking and drug dealing and all that. We're going to cleanse that now. Rasta, who kept the faith alive during those dark years, to whom everybody owes everything, is actually going to sort of backflush and clean out the Vatican of all the filth and restore it to its former glory. Not a lot of people know that in 1903 they were burning cannabis openly in the Vatican. The mainstream news all said so at Pope Pius X's coronation, and that many popes used cannabis and wrote about it, and that this news that goes around that the Vatican was the first to ban cannabis in 1484, that's fake news. If you look at the actual 1484 document, it's hung on a hemp cord and promotes cannabis. It's not anti-cannabis. So we got fake news by these same Nazis that were so vicious to Rasta. You know, there's a paper by a law doctor in England that tracks 40 years of anti-Rastafarian case law, unfair and improper all around the globe, not just in America. Well, white Christians, those that look like they've been baptized in pickle juice and hate cannabis, win all their religious rights cases. And on the same principles that Rastas have been defeated on, it's been so unfair. And as it turns out, with the careful analysis of the scriptures that the Rastas encouraged in any of us that now know that cannabis is in the Bible, we owe it all to them for keeping the faith. And because we scrutinized the Bible so carefully, we found in it, Reverend Ann Armstrong, the leader of my church, found in it a way to restore the Rastas' wealth that was stolen from them by these evil Nazis and CIA. And we could start it and bear this gift right to Philadelphia. And when I say restore the wealth, I'm like it says to in the Bible, I mean rich. Jesus actually gave us the method to do so within the existing U.S. tax code when he said to sell everything you own and give it to the poor. He didn't say sell everything you own and give the money to the poor. He said sell everything you own and give it to the poor. And with cannabis, which is so overvalued in the dispensary market, in the official market value of it, you could give it away to people and just write it off on your taxes. And the write-off value is more than you could get trying to grow it and deal it. if it's processed properly and you declare the taxes correctly, where legal. Now, it's well established in Pennsylvania that religious cannabis is legal. The state police said so and gave us a permit to use concentrates on the Capitol steps. PennDOT even recognizes it as legal, because PennDOT says you can do an adopt a highway if you're medical cannabis or religious cannabis, but not recreational, because that's illegal, meaning PennDOT recognizes. The Department of Transportation recognizes that religious cannabis is of the legal type in Pennsylvania. New Jersey has a better religious protections in its law, so I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be legal there. And I hope to.
What'd you say? Point Pleasant Beach? You want to adopt a highway in really, Rich?
Yeah, let's adopt a street in Point Pleasant
Well,
Beach.
I'm not talking about just adopting streets. I'm talking about the full religious rights of cannabis, which means
yes.
Sure, man, right on.
like the whole deal. If you want to recognize that it's not just in all throughout the Bible and all throughout the old churches of your area, the ones that were built before the ban, it's all in the stained glass in the Bible story art, all throughout New Jersey. We've got the pictures already. And it's the same story that the Hindu scriptures have, and they still use cannabis religiously to this day. They just had the Kumbh Mela, which is the biggest religious pilgrimage in the world, where everybody rushes to one spot and pays for like stage tickets, depending on how close they want to get, to watch the sadhus smoke religious cannabis. It's the biggest religious pilgrimage in the world. Like all the world's faiths have cannabis at their bases, like Japanese Buddhism. When U.S. occupation forces went into Japan at the end of the war, we banned most of their language, including the words for the basis of their Shinto Buddhism, which was burning this incense, this hemp incense. It was completely hemp-based, and we banned it and banned the words by which you could describe it. This is according to Stars and Stripes. The U.S. military journal just ran an article about how Japanese Buddhism was actually based in cannabis. Well, so is all of Hinduism, and so is all of Judeo-Christianity. And the Catholics knew it and used it openly right up until the ban, and then had to go underground. In World War II, the Nazi war machine, which is supported by and part of this machine of big farm opiate vending, pressured the Catholic Church into hiding itself really under penalty of death. The Nazis were going to obliterate them and made them turn on the tree of life. And that's most unfortunate. And the Rastas suffered horribly for it, because if the Catholic Church had stayed true, we'd all know about this to this day. Anslinger was in a bitter war with the Catholic Church because Catholic school kids that went to Catholic school didn't get addicted to opiates at the same frequency that public school kids that were exposed to the Anslinger stuff did. And Anslinger was furious. And I've got articles about this in mainstream news from back in the 50s. He wanted those Catholic school kids exposed to his garbage, probably because they got addicted more if they were. And so this is actually all a Nazi plot. We've got, I went through Anslinger's personal effects and found among his possessions, he had personal effects of the German head of state from when we were at war with Germany.
Alan,
he was known to be.
Alan, are you saying that the drug war was caused by Nazi infiltration?
Well, I want to distinguish between the drug war and a Nazi plot to deprive the United States of what they knew was a religious sacrament, the Tree of Life, but also a naval mainstay, a critical strategic naval resource, hemp, and a critical military medical resource for anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It was really important for a military to have hashish. And look at Civil War, where General Grant bought every soldier a box of hash candies for the field. You can't have war without cannabis medicine. It's a mainstay medicine, and it was right up until Anslinger banned it.
Yes.
He bans it right before World War II. We lose hemp and cannabis medicine right as we're going into World War II. That was no accident. He was a Nazi. I've got his swastika, his skull and bones affiliation. I've got him having friendly communications with an enemy German agent in World War I, which was when the first wave of cannabis bans occurred when we were at war with Germany. The cannabis ban came in two waves. A few major states banned it in World War I, right before World War I. And then World War II was completely banned right before World War II. That was no accident. That was a Nazi plot. And Anslinger knew it was sacrament to the Judeo-Christians and to the Hindus. I've got evidence. So he knew that. He knew it was the Tree of Life, and yet he banned it and pushed opiates instead.
This is outrageous.
So I mean, we've got a written confession from Anslinger that he was in friendly contact with an enemy German agent during World War when he was a employee at State Department, a high-ranking employee at State Department, and he's got the personal effects of the German head of state from when we were at World War with Germany. He was a spy. He had a relative in the Imperial German Air Force, Lieutenant Leopold Anslinger, with whom he exchanged paperwork, and that's how he was able to cross borders, and that's how he was able to cross the English Channel before there was no anti-aircraft fire in World War I. So he flew over at night when normally a person couldn't cross in wartime. But that was the early aircraft era. So we know how he did it. We know where he did it. We know with whom he did it. He was a Nazi and highest-ranking law enforcement officer in the Treasury Department, high-ranking officer at State Department in the U.S. working for the Nazis. The whole cannabis ban was a Nazi plot, and that's why he was such a racial and religious bigot.
Wow. What's that, Richie?
Well, that would certainly explain his his whole stance about black people, about jazz musicians,
racist. Just, oh my God, you name it. This guy was it. He was like Satan almost.
He was the Antichrist of cannabis. The Antichrist.
He's number 2 in command. He's number 2 in command at the drug bureau there. George White went on to found CIA's counterterrorism unit and start a program called MK Ultra, which was the CIA's mind control program. This is all declassified.
Was it? You sure it wasn't called Ramp or Sam?
MK Ultra was a serious, deranged CIA mind control program where they would grab unwitting American civilians and drug them and torture them. It's been declassified. This isn't tinfoil hat stuff. It really happened.
Where can people find this information? Do you have it somewhere online or?
Just Google MK Ultra.
Okay.
George White was Anslinger's number 2 in command. Was in charge of the worst of it in terms of like grabbing American citizens and drugging and torturing them. Lots of articles about this in the mainstream news. His retirement letter from the CIA, he boasted of raping and torturing and killing with impunity. That was George Hunter White, Anslinger's number 2 in command.
What's his story? I never heard of this guy before. Like, where does he pop up from? You heard this, Carol?
I've heard about the MK Ultra. I've heard about
you heard MK Ultra.
Yeah, I've heard of this before.
What did you hear about MK Ultra?
I've heard about what he's saying, the mind controlling and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I've heard about that.
This is frightening.
Straight Incorporated came out of that.
Wait. Straight Incorporated came out of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, MK Ultra program was about human mind control. They used it wasn't just using drugs. It was a whole lot of other things. It was behavior modification. There's a lot of stuff that went on.
And you were affected by that personally.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, that is a theory. The reason being just the way Straight was insulated from public scrutiny through the Republican Party, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have the Republican Vice President, George Bush Sr., doing TV commercials for a place that's torturing children in the name of the drug war, concerning he was the head of the CIA, and prior to being head of the CIA, he worked there during the time the MK Ultra program was going on. So that's my only theory to that. I've always had my suspicions because our government was trying to learn how they could control people's minds and make them do what they want. So here comes the 80s rolls around. Crack hits the scene. Oh, my God, it's everywhere. So why not invest in a program that is touted as a preventative or a prophylactic kind of treatment for children who actually didn't have drug problems? They just may become drug addicts, according to their twisted
Alan, Richie was in a program where
I was in a cult
where they actually abuse children, and then those abused children have to in turn abuse the other children to level up, right?
Correct, to work your way out.
That's Hallmark MK Ultra.
Absolutely,
I am an escaped MK Ultra victim myself with a lot of eyewitness to this stuff, and that is Hallmark classic MK Ultra. We got it from the Nazis after the war, from Operation Paperclip, when we had captured some of the scientists that were imposing this on the German people for mind control. And our CIA learned it from them. George Hunter White was a key researcher in that. That's Anslinger's number 2. Anslinger would go after jazz musicians that sung pro-cannabis songs and
Jazz
lock them up
cabbage.
in this federal mind control facility in Lexington, Kentucky, and mind control them to come out and sing opiate songs instead. That he wrote, Anslinger wrote the pro-opiate blues songs that these people sang.
No, he wrote an opiate song? Where is that song? I'm going to sing it right now.
It's in his files,
Oh, my God.
but James Brown and a number of other musicians performed the song, and each claimed to have wrote it themselves. They had been in his mind control.
Wait, what's the name of this song? Give me the song name.
Well, the song is purportedly about how bad opiates are, but they say that opium and morphine is king, when actually cannabis is king. The word canna in the Bible for cannabis is the same word as the word con, because the king in the Bible had a staff, a canna staff, that was used as the measuring standard or ruler. That's why we say ruler for king. And the king rules, he measures. The measuring staff in the Bible is a canon, we say in English or Latin, but in the Bible it was canna. And the bosim is the Hebrew word for aromatic essence, or balsam, we say in English. So canna balsam, or it's cannabis balsam, was hashish in the Bible where it says cannabism. So the king had a staff, a canna. So canna is king, but Anslinger would mind control these pro-cannabis jazz musicians to come out singing this song about how morphine was king and how it had ruined their life and how they would never get off of it. And this was some folk song, allegedly, although a couple of them claimed to have written it. James Brown performed it. But they actually learned it in this mind control facility and were made to believe that it was an old folk tune they had always known. But Anslinger wrote it. We have the original in Anslinger's files. He made them learn it and sing it and think that they had written it or that they had learned it as an old folk tune.
Oh, is it King Heroin by James Brown?
Yes, that's one version of it. There are other versions of it. Now watch this. Anslinger wrote that. It's in his I've got it in his handwriting in his files. But the point is, there was this. All the jazz musicians in the 30s, 40s, and 50s knew that if you were hooked on opiates and just wanted to go get free opiates, you could go to the farm in Lexington, the federal prison farm, and get free opiates as long as you wanted and as much as you wanted, if you subjected yourself to the mind control experiments.
It was called the Matrix House.
Well, it was a Lexington, Kentucky prison farm.
Indeed.
It was
the name was the Matrix House.
That and the Atlanta Penitentiary, where Whitey Bulger admits that he was part of MK Ultra and signed up for it.
Whew, look what it did to him.
Were the two main federal prison MK Ultra facilities, and they trained those people to be anti-cannabis. And that was part of how they did what they did. So Anslinger and his number two in command, George White, who put these programs into place, they were really sick people. They were Satanists. They were practicing Luciferian Nazi German agents who banned cannabis for that purpose. They knew it was the tree of life to all the major world religions, and they discredited it.
Wow.
I mean, the Hindus to this day, you're required at least once a year to drink this cannabis drink. If you have tolerance, it doesn't goof you, and if you don't have tolerance, you sleep. You kind of pass out, and so there's this tradition of playing practical jokes on the people while they're passed out. But all Hindus use it at least once a year. They have to. It's in their scriptures right at the beginning of creation. And likewise, the Hebrew scriptures are actually themed in cannabis, and we've just been blind to it because of what Anslinger did to us. Any church built before the first bands, built before 1915, shows the cannabis openly in the Bible story art. They're all throughout New Jersey. You guys can check it out, or I can send you pictures.
I'm still looking for this Harry Anslinger song, man. What a parody!
I will send you his written drafts of it to compare. I probably can't do it this second. I've got some digging, but I've got the files. So when we heard this, that Rasta had stood up in North Philadelphia, I immediately thought of Revelation 3, where it says, I was commanded to say this to the angel of the church in Philadelphia. It actually says that in Revelation 3. And You've been a faithful servant. I mean, I'm going to say this to the head of that church and the high priest there. You've been a faithful servant. Here comes your wealth back. It will be restored. And I mean to bring it to him. I have authority to apologize from all Catholics to what we know as Rastafari through this North Philadelphia church.
Alan, you can apologize
in peace and restore the wealth.
Alan, you can apologize in person. Let me get him on the phone right now. He just called, but I lost his call. Hold on one second. Let me give the Reverend Patrick Duff a call. Hold on one second.
The good Reverend Duff.
Yeah, the good Reverend Duff. Hold on.
He's high priest, isn't he?
He may be.
I believe he's high priest.
Alan, you still there? Okay, hold on. Alan's on hold. We'll get Patrick on, and we'll bring Alan back. Patrick's very busy, though. That temple is... People love that place. I was there. It is just amazing.
And you can get sandwiches from
I can't hear you. What?
And you get sandwiches from Poe's.
Yeah, order sandwiches from Poe, and it's all good.
Call first. You'll get them quicker. Trust me.
I'm sorry. The person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please hear your call again later. Goodbye.
Sorry.
I really want to hear what Duff has to say.
Yeah,
about,
that didn't work, Alan. Sorry. He'll call back, though.
Hopefully.
Alan, you there?
Yeah,
I think
okay.
Oh, good. He's still there.
Okay. Alan, I actually had a question for you, not on that topic, but we can talk about this more. But what I really called you about was to talk about my pastor talks about liquid marijuana, and he stigmatizes. Yeah, he stigmatizes our medicine. And how do I talk to my pastor about cannabis?
This is difficult. We're originalists and we're really strict. So, for instance, I'll always try to, if somebody uses the M word, it's offensive to our sex, so I'll ask, if possible, if you can say cannabis first. Now, second, my next question is, what faith is your pastor? What branch is he?
It's non-denominational. And he's very progressive. He actually has meetings with. He actually a few weeks ago had meetings with all the gay people in the. Oh, here he goes.
There's Duff.
Hold on. Here comes Mr. Duff. Hold on.
Hold on one sec.
Mr. Duff.
Mr. Grimes.
Hey, hold on. I got Alan Gordon on the line, and he wants to talk to you. Hold on one second.
Duff, what's happening, brother?
Okay. Okay. Can we hear both of you? Alan, Pat, you both on?
I can hear
Reverend,
myself.
God bless. Can you hear me?
Yay.
What's happening?
I come bearing tidings and gifts to the church in Philadelphia, as I understand it, and in a big way. I just immediately upon seeing those articles about your temple, church, and store opening up in North Philadelphia, Revelation 3 was beamed into my head, where I am to announce to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, the wealth of Rastafari is to be restored, and that's a lot of wealth that was taken. And I actually have authority on behalf of all the Catholic churches, not just the Roman Catholic Church, to apologize to the rightful heirs of the Kingdom of Israel and Judea and all of Ethiopia, which is a sizable chunk of Africa, for the fight, the dishonesty, the theft, the dishonor that was inflicted. It was of Nazi origin. We made a devil's deal. When I say we, I say for Catholics. I'm also of your faith at the same time. With the Nazis and with these opiate vendors, Skull and Bones, Luciferians in World War II for our survival. We shouldn't have faithful Catholics in World War II when faced with that choice, like Father Maximilian Kolbe, the patron saint of opiate addicts, and St. Edith Stein. They went to the gas chambers with the Jews in World War II. They were not afraid. I forgive those who chickened out, the rest of the Catholic Church, the Pope at the time. These documents are about to be revealed or unveiled. The Vatican just announced that they're going to unseal the World War II Nazi documents. But the leader of my church here in Rhode Island, we're Hebrew Catholic originalists. We read the original languages, and we're fully cannabis-centric because that's the tree of life and the aroma suited to the Lord. The Vatican recognizes her as sort of their boss because we're Hebrew Catholic. We're the trunk from which the branches of the churches of antiquity flow. We don't claim that over Rasta. We claim that over the Catholic and the other European Orthodox branches. But the Vatican has recognized Reverend Anne in writing. And there's a war going on in the Vatican. The Pope is pro-cannabis, but he's being fake newsed. Just look at his coat of arms. It's a 2,000-year-old family coat of arms. He recently changed it. There's a bud on it now with a trim leaf left, just so you can't miss it. He's pro-cannabis, but the wicked doers in the Vatican, the Luciferians, are fighting him and trying to cover that up. And Rasta will free him, and that's why I'm so excited. Now, as to how I'm to restore the wealth and come bring it to Philadelphia to you, and I speak in all candor because the state police already recognized that we have religious rights in Pennsylvania. PennDOT recognized it formally. We're going to come bearing the beginning of the stolen wealth, and the rest will come shortly to Rastafari. The Catholic, sick Luciferian bankers took the wealth, and we're here to restore it. The way we're going to restore it is following an instruction from Yeshua, or Jesus, as these pickle juice Baptists know him. He told it to us in the Bible. We all missed it. We're going to slap ourselves in the forehead and go dope when we realize. He said to sell everything you own and give it to the poor. Well, with it properly applied in the U.S. tax code, he didn't mean sell everything you own and give the money to the poor. He said sell everything you own and give the things to the poor. And if you apply that to cannabis, free cannabis in the tax code, the grower gets paid an awful lot of money for their love and labor, as does the chef or the preparer, as does he who stores the cannabis or displays it to the recipients. Recipients get it for free, and everybody gets paid if it's properly declared in the tax code, because it's so overvalued in dispensaries in horrible hellholes like New Jersey and Rhode Island here.
Yeah.
But its market value, even when marked down by the IRS to wholesale and such schemes, it's actually considerably more lucrative to give it away at market value and take the tax write-off at a rich person's rate of 37% than it is to grow it, produce it, and sell it. And for those of us for whom the authorities already recognize lawfulness, like your temple, praise Jah, and our visiting when we trickled through Pennsylvania and done our little cheerleading, we're here to restore the stolen wealth to the proper heirs to Rastafari's throne, and that is a proper throne. The Ark of the Covenant's in Ethiopia to this day. King Solomon conferred the throne upon his son Menelik, who took it, the throne of Israel and Judea, back to Ethiopia, where it's always been. The Pope knows it. The Church of England knows it, as do the English royals. They're aware of it.
They want it. That was part of World War II when Mussolini attacked Ethiopia. The Roman Catholic Church was demanding the Ark.
They can't have it, and they never will. And the Roman Catholic Church, the good ones in the Roman Catholic Church recognize this and bow their head before the king, the emperor, and his lineage. The Pope was never meant to be a king. It was a placeholder to hold the throne through first there's times and then Satan's 100 years, which just ended. Otherwise, it never would have survived. But the part of the stolen wealth, I'm ashamed to say, was used to build thousands of churches around the world to show cannabis in the Bible story art, where people, their heads were bowed so low and grovelingly that they didn't look up at the pictures.
Yeah.
The stolen wealth of the line of Ethiopia was used to build those churches. At least something good was done with it, but we're here to help Rastafari backflush and blow all that disgusting filth out of the Catholic churches. And you know what I'm talking about. The money launderers, money changers, as Jesus Yeshua called them. The people who sacrifice their children to Moloch. We all know what that is. They're all being rounded up and arrested in a massive sting operation. Praise Jah. And that's part of my work up here in Rhode Island, is I've been routing out a ring of child traffickers in our local diocese. It's connected very high up in some high-ranking state officials here that protect it. Grow the mountain scenes to their demise. But we're here to restore the stolen wealth of Rasta. So the leader of my church, for whom I speak, recognized the Vatican wrote to her under official seal while she was in jail for cannabis here in Rhode Island as demonstration and held the letter in my hand. As a matter of fact, they sent it to my mom's house because they didn't know Reverend Ann's address in jail. But it's got the Vatican seal on it. So they recognize us, and I am her canon, that is the church law interpreter and advisor. She's unavailable today on another mission, but I speak for her, she who is recognized by the Vatican, bearing this apology to you as a high priest, representative of the true line of the true king and bearers of the Ark of the Covenant. And it's Reverend Ann who figured out how to use that tax write-off mechanism within the existing U.S. tax code, which is far less aggressive than the tax dodge that Donald Trump used that was legal, that got him so rich. This is far less aggressive. To bear this mechanism to you, to restore, as the Bible says it's to be done, the stolen wealth. And it's not something that we have to get involved in money-wise at all. It can be all local Philadelphia money and all of it to you. We don't claim a penny of it. Enough has been stolen. We don't want that. We're here to give. And we'll even chip into it. And what my job is really to get from you, from the United States Secretary of Commerce, a letter affirming that, yes, this tax mechanism is 100% lawful, where the subject matter is, it's, as I said, give the cannabis away. Well, watch this. You get people to put their money together to pay a grower and a chef to work together. So the grower gets paid, let's just say $2,500 for a pound, for the not for the cannabis, for the soil, for the air, for loving that plant, for protecting it from bugs without toxifying it, for harvesting it correctly.
Sure.
So it's not cannabis. In our understanding, you can't sell cannabis. It's what in Hebrew is called harem. It's only to be given away, or you can trade it for other cannabis. The grower is not being paid for the cannabis. He's being paid for his labor added.
Sure.
His love. He gets paid very handsomely for that up front. He turns over a pound of cannabis that he's loved into existence, that Jah made. It belongs to Jah. And he gives it to a chef who prepares it either as delicately and as an artisan prepared as smoking for flour, or as candies for medical for patients, or in a variety of other forms that are safe and healthy, gives it to a charity who gives him a tax receipt for it. Thank you for your donation of. And the charity simply gives that stuff away to come one, come all. Now, keep in mind that the chef and grower have already been paid.
And who pays them?
The charity that, any who chip in, and I'll pay the first run, and you can keep all the money. I don't want any of it back, just to show you how easy it is. And anybody there can chip in as little as $5 towards it, or as much as the whole thing. And watch this. The tax receipt that the charity gives to the partnership, it's an LLP technically in law, of the grower, chef, and donors. That partnership gets a tax receipt from the charity that says, thank you for your donation of in-kind donation worth X. And it's worth what that stuff is worth on the fair market value, which in the dispensaries in New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Rhode Island. God, it's expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. Enough to easily pay a grower $2,500 for his pound, and a chef, let's say $1,000 to turn that pound into candies. Not, that's good money. What's this? The tax receipt, the LLP turns into the IRS at one rich person or corporation's high tax value of 37% write-off value. Is worth more than you could get for actually selling that shit to people for what they really pay for it. You'll get more for it giving it away at the fair market value than you would get selling it real in a libertarian hands-off market street situation. And so, for instance, I don't care what anybody else is doing on the side. That's on them. If they wanted to just set up a test demo of this and keep all the money, I'm in, and I will yield whatever money I put in just as a gift. And it just keeps growing. And my job is to get a letter from the Department of Commerce or IRS that, yep, that's fine. And people have been laughing at us when I say that our president has been watching our church up here very carefully and sides with us very strongly, and that some of this behavior that we've seen against us has been monitored in a sting, and that people who have moved to hurt us very badly on their lives, woe to them. I'm praying for them every day because, oh my. Congressman Nunes recently filed a $250 million lawsuit against Twitter because he was running for office, and Twitter dishonestly censored via community standards to shut him out, get him covered with trolls, and not let him say anything while allowing trolls on his opponents to. Well, guess what? I was actually a balloted candidate for Attorney General. There was only 2 people on the ballot, and I was one of them. And this was done to me by anti-cannabis forces, who also did it due to fake news, which was part of Nunes' $250 million lawsuit against Twitter. Well, guess who's coming into a lot of money soon? He's going to be paying 37% to the IRS. He's going to have so much money soon. Ann Armstrong was on the ballot for governor. The same thing was done to her, as Congressman Nunes just sued, put her for $250 million for. And the wicked doers that I'm talking about were the Luciferian child traffickers in the diocese here that we caught on video, and police who were protecting them who we caught on video. And yes, we were involved with our president in the running sting to get these people, these anti-cannabis factions who are Luciferian. And I come to bear this wealth to whatever degree I can, with my head bowed to the true king of Israel, Judea, and Ethiopia, the Rastafarian line. And I'm a Philadelphia boy. That's where I grew up. And so I bring it to Philadelphia. That's where the closest temple to my knowledge is. Bingo.
That's Patrick's temple.
Yeah.
It says here in Revelation 3 exactly what you said. It says,
I'm instructed by Revelation 3 to call out
yes,
to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, I come bearing your wealth back.
Let me read from the Jehovah's Witness Bible. To the angel of the congregation in Philadelphia write, these are the things he says who is holy, who is true, who has the key of David, who opens so that no one will shut, and shuts so that no one will open. I know your deeds. Look, I have set before you an open door, which no one can shut. And I know that you have little power, and you kept my word and did not prove false to my name. This is Patrick. You're right you're right where you need to be, Patrick.
Well, that's the joystick that's kind of implanted in all of our backs. I think it is. But let me ask you, in the sense of Alan, because I remember Ann was running for governor, and I remember a bunch of media for her. Is she out and okay now? She's out of jail, correct?
We've got a little echoey there. I think you asked if Reverend Ann is.
Let me call you back,
now.
Ed. Yeah, I'm going to call you back in just a little bit.
Well, we're on three-way, so it's going to be that way. But Patrick wants to know how Ann's doing. Is she out of jail? Is she still having problems with legal problems? What's going on with that?
Reverend Pat, that's a great question. We're in great spirits. We're both facing 60 years, but we've also launched a raft of lawsuits against the police for stealing valuable religious art from us and giving it away to private parties, and various discrimination against our church that had nothing to do with cannabis, that was launched by this ring of child traffickers that we outed and caught on video, working with some corrupt cops. So, while technically we're still under charge, that's kind of part of the sting we were under. We were dangled as bait. And I don't know if you heard earlier, I was describing how I am escapee from the Untitled mind control program. And it's been driving our enemies nuts because they just can't stand the fact that I know where the bodies are buried and I'm running around down here. Cannabis is the tree of life, and it's a truth serum, and it breaks down CIA mind control. And that's their worst fear, and I'm out here telling people that, and so they keep attacking me while I'm under this heavy surveillance, and they're outing themselves and getting themselves in a lot of trouble. But I'm sorry for them that they're going to have to go to prison, but we do need to cleanse the Vatican, the dioceses around here, the school districts that they infested, and the police that they infested, and we'll be taking
Hey, I'm going to call you guys. I got to set up my store. I'm just opening right now. I just got to get a couple things done. I'll call you back in a little while, okay? And Alan, I sent you my phone number. You can call me. Give me a call in an hour or so.
God bless.
God bless.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, so that's a wow, unbelievable stuff here. MK Ultra, Richie. Yep. Yeah, Richie knows all about that.
Oh, I've got my theories.
So, Alan, what's your story with the with your MK Ultra story? What happened to you?
Oh, there's so much of it. I've been sort of shipped around overseas and throughout the United States, but I was subjected to MK Ultra conditioning around the Penn State area by the cell that was working Jerry Sandusky and his disgusting child trafficking program up there. I was subjected to it in Augusta, Georgia. I was subjected to it overseas in England. And, the CIA and the Army, when they started the program, immediately found out that cannabis was the best truth serum available. It's better than any of the chemical stuff that they've got. And then buried that best they could. But it's the tree of life, and it was used in confession for thousands of years, and still is in a lot of rituals. So I'm not surprised it's the tree of life. But MK Ultra, it works by inducing multiple personality disorder in people by torturing them. Just the mind can't take it, so as a defense mechanism, it sort of grows in personality. And the handler, a person who inflicts that, can switch the person back and forth with hypnotically implanted keywords and have them used as a courier, for instance, who can't be interrogated because they don't know the information that's in their other personality. And cannabis breaks down those compartment walls and erodes MK Ultra conditioning. It's not an on and off switch, but cannabis and prayer can really bring down those walls in a hurry. I can personally attest to that, and I know other survivors who swear by it for that same reason. Still with us?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm just it's just crazy that we have Richie here who was a victim of that, and it's wow. Everything seems to come together. I don't like it.
Full circle.
Full circle, and sometimes I don't like these full circles because it brings out evil truths that we don't want to.
May the circle be unbroken. I don't know that song.
Godless, actually. This is godless stuff we're talking about here.
Oh, indeed. There was no God involved in that. That was just cruelty. Cruelty.
So, Alan.
Well, Richie, I'm sorry to hear that you sorry to hear that you underwent any of that. But right now, may the blessings of the Rastas call Jah, who we call Father God, be upon you in the full chrism, which is the anointing of the Bible, which has cannabis in its recipe. And may all peace and healing be upon you, and may those who set themselves in opposition to you and to the tree of life, I'm sorry, feel the weight of what they did. I forgive them. They got something to work out with God and their other victims, because there's people still suffering very badly right now.
There is. And thank you. I accept your blessing very, very wholeheartedly. I use our sacrament on a daily basis to help combat the horrors of PTSD as well as the multiple sclerosis that I've not had. You know what kills me about the program in New Jersey? It's like you got to go every couple of months to prove you have a disease that you can't cure.
Still got it?
Right? Oh, you're still going to die from that shit?
Still
right on, man.
Okay.
Where's your $100, buddy?
Give me that money. Show me the money.
Right? I mean, how fair is that? That's sorry. That's just insane. That is one of the chief things that just bugs the shit out of me about that.
I finally found a doctor who actually takes my federal insurance that I have, Medicare. And
good for you.
He covers it through my Medicare. When I first did that, I walked out of that office. I was like, yes. I was so satisfied.
Use the system on them.
Yes.
They created it.
Yes, it was very great.
The system's not broke. It was made this way. We just found a crack in their armor.
It's
Go,
created
Mama.
to destroy us and bring us down.
Yes,
indeed. Control us.
It's what it's
like farm animals.
When I saw how the medical regulations were hurting people, I was really happy that we're such a strict church that we follow the biblical instruction that we're not allowed to register for permits for cannabis, for licenses. I qualify. I've got like 5 different conditions that qualify me. Reverend Ian does as well. I'm not going to say which ones, but we're actually not allowed to register for it under biblical law. And so we keep growing even while we're on bail from our last grow.
Wait, Alan, where does it say that?
On faith.
Where does it say that in the Bible that you shouldn't register for that?
Oh, census is banned for those of our particular. We're a subsect of Jews that have a particular heredity. We're the line of clergy, and the clergy are forbidden from registering for what's called census. That's where the Jews will all go once a year to get their supply of incense, and that's where the head counts occurred.
Oh.
And you'll see in the Bible that the Levites, they were not to be counted. Those were the priests who made the aroma soothing to the Lord morning and evening and all night long. It was forbidden to them to be registered for census. Because look what happens when we do. We were the ones who provided it for everyone and gave it away. In the Bible, our line, that was our duty. And so registering for it, that was a Greek affectation. They really weren't supposed to put your name down because you'd get what they do to us. In Rhode Island, if you register for medical, the wicked doers would get into the police databases and go rob your grow, or send a crackhead to go rob your grow. They were doing real bad. They were trying to stomp out home grow and make it all be company cannabis.
Yeah, here too in Jersey. No home grow here. Sorry, what's that, Richie?
I said the cannabaggers are winning.
Yeah, if you have cancer in New Jersey and you grow your own cannabis, you're going to prison.
Yeah, for drug manufacturing.
Yeah.
Drug manufacturing.
Yeah, you're going to prison.
That would be the charge.
Hello.
Cultivation.
I was charged with that. They tried to charge me with drug manufacturing. I had 3 little plants. Well, one was a decent size, but I just the night before had made clippings from my.
Yeah, they ruined your life.
They did.
They took everything from you.
They absolutely did.
Forfeiture. They forfeited your car, your plants, your computer, your money.
All my money I had.
Your bongs, your
everything,
weed.
my weed.
They took it all.
All my medicine.
The
my
evildoers.
scales.
The evil, satanic evildoers.
And then they kept half my money. They said, "Oh, you could have your things back. Cop this plate." And now, I have to walk around with what is that? Oh, causing a hazardous scene in public.
Yeah.
Charge.
Your wealth too will be restored.
Yeah, serving your life.
It is.
Gee, I wonder.
It has been written.
If they will absolve.
It's written in the Bible. Your wealth too will be restored. All of it. Everything will come back.
They said it was going to be taken off, expunged.
Yeah, expunged. Big deal. Expunged.
No, I don't mean expunged. I mean every dollar come back. Everything taken.
I want all my fines back that I paid.
Yeah.
I paid I got busted 3 times for a controlled dangerous substance
Everything.
in their eyes, and you pay the $750
Everything taken
fine.
and then some. You're going to get it all back.
In New Jersey.
In Lodi.
It's written. It's written in the
Lodi,
Bible.
in Carlstadt, in East Rutherford. I kept
Wait till
getting
you see what
a
happens.
half a joint, a half a gram.
Targeting.
Big.
That's targeting.
Yeah, they target the sick and the dying now in Jersey. We're the low-hanging fruit. And now you got.
Wait till you see what's about. Wait till you see what's about to get unveiled in the public eye, and those who are actually targeted. Richie, you were targeted. All 3 of you have been targeted. I've been targeted. There's actually a list of this shit.
They're actually
Smoking
targeting the
gun
poor
of
people
wireless.
because they know they don't have money to get appropriate representation, so they have to go with the public defenders. So they know they're going to cut a deal. So it's just a horrible mess.
Big money making. Capitalism.
That's part of the MK Ultra program, and George White set that up. He would only corrupt one prosecutor, a couple of vice cops, and a couple street cops, and one judge to control any leaks. And they would just harry people and bully them constantly. And out of that vulnerable crop of people like us, but they would also sweat sex workers and drug addicts, like heroin addicts. And those people can be made to do anything. We've all heard of how the police send a crackhead to go break into a place, and then the police go investigate it for burglary and find the grow. That's MK Ultra. George White set that up. A crackhead will do anything to get out of trouble.
Yeah, we've seen that in New Jersey too.
That's part of the playbook. I mean, I've actually seen the playbook. These records are about to be unsealed, and those of us who are actually targeted, all 3 of you, me, my employer, Reverend Ann, are going to be compensated. Everything taken, given back, including the bruising to our soul. That's actually worth money. It's defamatory the way we've been smeared. and punitive awards, and your honor back.
You will get it all back. It's payback time. I keep saying it's payback
In the
time.
wink of an eye.
It's payback time,
In the
baby.
wink of an eye.
We're done.
Amen.
We got sick people fighting for their rights here and fighting for their lives, and God's with them.
Well, you can't get enough cannabis legally under state regime to treat cancer.
No, you can't.
MS.
It's pathetic. You can't afford it, and you don't get enough.
I keep praying these people would be good now, and they keep just digging in. I'm like, their souls are kind of toast. I don't know they don't seem like they can stop.
No, they see money now, and it's like, oh, money, and they're all running for it like a bunch of, I don't know what, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Trenton's greed, legalized weed. That's what it is.
We're being held hostage. All the sick people are being held hostage.
We're being extorted.
Extorted, excluded, and held hostage.
Well, I believe the massive sting is underway and that these people are under observation doing it, and that they have been allowed to pay out their own rope and hang themselves, I'm sorry to say. And I just feel really badly for the patients who have been suffering along the way. I wish something could have been done sooner, but I think it's all about to come to a grinding halt. And I'll remind you, President Trump said he was going to deschedule. And the New Jersey statute, the scheduling statute in New Jersey says that if the federal reschedules, New Jersey just automatically goes with it. Unless within 30 days they say, why not? And they'd be hard-pressed to make any sort of sensible argument that cannabis should be in any schedule at that point. So they kind of get dragged along with the federal if President Trump were to follow through with his promise to deschedule. It's my understanding that he already ordered descheduling, but that the Luciferians carefully maneuvered a civil servant that the president can't fire into the acting position at the head of the DEA, who does not have to answer President Trump's order. The normal head of the DEA, Trump can fire him if he doesn't carry out his order to deschedule, but the acting head, a civil servant, Trump can't fire him. And the mainstream news has just been refusing to cover that Trump already descheduled.
That's interesting.
Or gave the order to, I should say. It's just not been carried out. Soon it will be.
Alan, in the Bible, it talks about cannabism. How do I start this conversation with my pastor about this? Because, my okay.
Well, that's what I was getting at before, what branch he was, and then Reverend Pat called. We take very seriously what's called valid apostolic succession, meaning that if a branch comes off, it has to have had a flask of oil, anointing oil, from one of the original churches. Otherwise, it's just kind of made-up church. So if they're calling themselves Christian, but they're espousing all these non-Christian principles, like that you should register for a medical crime, and that cannabis isn't all through the Bible, they're hopeless. They're probably also espousing abortion, and like we can't be pro-tree of life and not also be pro-life. We actually just sued our state on behalf of the unborn to stop one of these late-term abortion bills. We're pro-life and we're pro-tree of life. So if they're one of these liberal quasi-churches, to us that's what it talks about in Revelation 3 about the synagogue of Satan, the fake worshipers pretending to be.
No,
Sorry if
I like them a lot. I do, but they're very progressive. A few weeks ago, my pastor asked that all the people that identify as gay, lesbian, transsexual, he wants to have a meeting with them. He doesn't want to debate with them, but he wanted to have a meeting with them to find out how to minister to them better as a group. And they did. They had a coffee meeting, and apparently it went very well. So if he's willing to do that with the gay people in the congregation, I'm sure I can get him to reach out to the cannabis patients. There must be more than one cannabis patient.
That's their very problem. He was correctly compassionate, just like any Christian should be, with LGBTQ, I guess, parishioners. But technically, in our view, that's sin, just like hetero adultery is. And we don't want to equate that with cannabis, which is the tree of life,
Okay.
the aroma soothing to the Lord, and the theme of the Bible. It's a different thing. It doesn't go over in the tolerable vice category.
Right, I got you. But if he's willing to talk about
the
that,
Bible actually says that cannabis is exclusively good unless you use it sinfully. But it, in and of itself, is the tree of life.
so we can use. Oh, okay, so what about? This is interesting. Sex toy oils. Sex toy oils. Is that sinning, or is that between married people? Is that?
Well, that's really tricky. A Catholic priest's perspective out of the Catechism is that if it's leading towards a procreative act, like a warm-up, if you will, or foreplay,
right,
that's well within, and that it's private and it's not a sin you have to go confess. On the other hand, if it's done with a cannabis-containing oil that approximates the anointing oil of the Bible, that is gray area sin, because that was to be limited to religious circumstances. And there were plenty of exceptions where non-clergy who were not supposed to be able to touch that stuff were deemed fully legal to do so if they were in good faith. All the way back in the book of Numbers, somebody got accused of touching it unlawfully. And in fact, Moses, the judge in that case, said, they're in good faith, they're innocent. So I guess the formal Catholic perspective is that if it's leading towards a procreative act where seed isn't being spilled, then that's perfectly within even the strict Roman Catholic. And even with within our church's hyper strict interpretation, which is stricter than the Roman Catholic, yeah, I think that's okay.
Aren't there some things in the Bible that are outdated? Like, for instance, if my wife cheats on me, I'm allowed to go up to her with a rock and smash her face in and kill her. I don't want to do that. I don't support that. I would,
hold on.
you know.
Hold on.
Okay.
You can stone her. I beg your pardon about hitting her. I know you wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that, and God wouldn't want you to do that. A. And B, and Jesus said, if you're not sure about the interpretation and it doesn't look right, go for the interpretation that loves God first and loves your neighbor above all else. And smashing your wife with a rock couldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
So the interpretational instruction from Jesus, where it's gray area, is it stone her by hitting her in the head with a rock? No. It must be that other thing.
Oh, you mean
so
get her stoned?
If your wife cheats on her, you should stone her.
Oh, get her stoned.
Yeah.
Smoke her up.
Had you done it in the first place, she probably
smoke her up.
Oh,
I'm with the smoking her up.
You know what? That makes sense, because if she wouldn't be cheating if she was high anyway.
True that.
It says if you're in sin, you're supposed to purify yourself.
She'd probably be cheating.
That makes sense. Stoned,
get
not
her
stoned.
High.
Get her stoned.
Let's get high.
Okay, I feel better now. It's all about it's all about the interpretation and the translation.
I have a question here. Why is there so many verses in the Bible that are not to be taken word for word? We're supposed to take it and dissect it and come up either A, with our own opinion, or B, listen to anybody else's opinion that they have about that situation. And I can't recall one right now off the top of my head. However, I have been speaking about the Bible over the past, I want to say, maybe 7 or 8 months now. Not all the time to the point where I can remember, because my memory's gone, but that has nothing to do with the fact that there has been times I had questioned some verses in the Bible, and I was told that's not how you have to take it. You have to interpret it in your own way. So what's up? I have questions.
That is such an important question, and you, as one of those who have suffered for the tree of life, are an angel, and so thank you for bringing that important question. We are originalists, meaning read the Bible in its original languages as best as possible, the Hebrew, the Greek, the Aramaic. And these English versions that we get, a lot of liberties have been taken in their translations, but the most important thing is, if the Bible is about this guy Christ, or the Anointed One, is what that means in Greek, then the recipe for the anointing oil has cannabis balsam or hashish in it, and the whole Bible is about cannabis. So when you look at the Bible and you see these things about cloths and cords, that's hemp. Look at it through the green lens of the whole Bible's about cannabis. And when you see these things about smoke and the aroma soothing to the Lord, that's cannabis. And realize that the theme of the Bible is about cannabis, and the rest, trying to explain it as anything else, is babble. It's just nonsense, and no wonder it sounds like it didn't make sense before. And if you have confusion, go to your nearest old Catholic church and look at the stained glass. You'll see things like the ram caught in the bush when Abram was about to do a human sacrifice of his own son, but this ram was caught by its horns in a bush. That was a cannabis bush. And you could sacrifice the ram instead, and the angel pointed out to him that the aroma soothing to the Lord that you can find in animal fats on the altar fire to prove that you're pleasing God by feeding cannabis to everything, your crops and your livestock, your people. You can get it out of this wild lamb right here. You don't have to kill your kid.
Wait, the burning bush?
Cannabis is,
are you saying the burning bush was a cannabis bush?
Of course it was. I've got 100 stained glasses showing the ram caught by its horns in a cannabis bush from old Catholic churches. Of course the burning bush was cannabis. It says it was.
It all makes sense now, Alan.
Every bit of the Bible is about cannabis, and if you look at it that way, it will come clear. Even if it's a twisted version, you'll be able to see through it.
It had to be. That's all we had back then was cannabis.
It's not just our Bible, it's the Hindu Bible, too. Their creation myth is all about how cannabis came into the world and saved the world from the chaos. And that's why Shiva, one of the three main gods, that's his favorite pastime, is smoking cannabis. And his wife makes medibles for him, and he likes that, too. And so Buddhism came from Hinduism, so that whole tree of faith is based on cannabis. And so is the Judeo-Christian faith. And as a matter of fact, they were once one common ancestor faith before they split into two. Here's proof of it. Brahma, their main big daddy god, was married to Saraswati, his direct relative. In Hebrew, Abraham, was married to Sarai, who changed her name to Sarah, a direct relative of his. It's the same story, and it's all about cannabis. All the major world religions came from that.
It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful plant. Beautiful feelings from that plant. I enjoy growing it. I used to get so much joy out of just going around my plants, being around them, taking care of them, breathing on them. Just, it was very peaceful and relaxing for me. Therapeutic. I miss it.
And evidently of a line that was good, a rare hereditary line that was described in the Bible. Only 1 in 36 people have this hereditary trait that's passed maternally. You got it from your mother. You're of the line of priests. When the wicked people came into the temple like the Greeks and pretended to be priests, and threw us out when we were out in the wilderness calling out what the real true law of God was. Genetically and hereditarily, we were supposed to be the priests, but they were in there, had invaded it, and we would rail against them. They called us prophets. But it's the correct hereditary priesthood as described in the Bible, and you're obviously one of them. Just what you just told me about growing and how it lightens the spirit.
Yeah, therapeutic for me.
It's just your hereditary duty to do that.
It is. I feel it is. I've always felt that way. I just always felt that cannabis was helpful to me, and I always enjoyed it. I didn't care what the law said. I enjoyed it. It helped me with my stress at the time, growing up. Even though it was illegal, and I was stressed buying it, I was not stressed using it.
Well, we're so blessed to have you all in the movement. I mean, you all display that trait.
Yes.
And in the Bible, they called the prophets madmen and punished them, and then it turned out they were right. And everything is to be restored. It's written, and it's all coming true right now.
Well, Alan, I hope to see you soon, maybe in Trenton or somewhere soon. Do you have a website or a way for people to contact you or see what you got?
The best way to watch us is to go on Facebook to The Healing Church.
There you go, The Healing Church on Facebook.
And we're going to soon be arranging an official visit to the temple in North Philadelphia, and obviously being so close to you, we're going to pop in across the river there.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm so happy to talk to you again, Alan. Alan, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, man. I appreciate it. I hope to see you soon.
Amen.
God bless you, man.
Bless up.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Alan Gordon. I love that guy. Little religion talk today. I'm sorry if you're a little bored by that, but it's important to a lot of people out there. And
it was hurtful.
Hurtful to, well, an atheist just left the room, so there you go.
Oh, I'm a pagan, and it was hurtful.
And you're pagan, so you're both atheists, whatever the heck you are. I'm going to play a song.
Oh, I like music.
Yeah. Let's break this up with a song. There's a little ditty for you. Smoking marijuana's the American way. I smoke about an ounce of weed a day. Don't care what the government has to say. Thank God for cannabis. Marijuana come around the bend. Pass it over to me again. It's fun to share it with your friends. Thank God for cannabis. You grow it in a house and you grow it in the field, and you treat your plants well and you get a good yield. You pay the cop money and you get that shield. Thank God for cannabis. No one competes with the U.S. grain, the best damn bud that I've ever seen. It smells so good and tastes so clean. Thank God for cannabis. A cancer patient gets quite a lift when they can smoke on a big fat spliff. Give 10% as a friendly gift. Thank God for cannabis. You grow it in a house and you grow it in the field. Treat your plants well and you get a good yield. Pay the cop money and you get that shield. Thank God for cannabis. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, bong. Smoking marijuana is the American way. I smoke about an ounce of weed a day. Don't care what the government has to say. Thank God for cannabis. Marijuana coming around the bend. Pass it over to me again. It's fun to share it with your friend. Thank God for cannabis. You grow it in a house, grow it in the field. Treat your plants well and you get a good yield. You pay the cop money and you get that shield. Thank God for cannabis. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, big, big bong. Bong, bong, bong. No one competes with the U.S. green, the best damn bud that I've ever seen. It smells so good and tastes so clean. Thank God for cannabis. A cancer patient gets quite a lift when they can smoke on a big fat spliff. Give 10% as a friendly gift. Thank God for cannabis. You grow it in the house and you grow it in the field. Treat your plants well and you get a good yield. Pay the guy money and you get that shield. Thank God for cannabis. There you go. God put that cannabis here for you. Make sure you get your good dose today, boys and girls. If you're sick, take your cannabis. If you got cancer, take that cannabis right now.
Don't miss your cannabis.
Right now. Smoke them if you got them. Roll them if you don't. Put that cannabis down your throat. It's time to get high. It's time to get loose. It's a drug war, but I'm calling a truce. There you go. Smoke them up. Right, Michelle? Yeehaw is right. Yeehaw. All right. So, how did you feel talking to Mayor Reed. You know, everybody else was nice except for you. You were the only one that had to be a jerk. You know why? Why'd you have to be mean?
I was the only one who told the truth.
I told the truth.
Well, yeah, and you're that's kind of what it sounded like after the meeting, really. Well, I guess you did tell the truth in your own way, but it was kind of like really milked down and vanilla. Yup, you milked it. You are a milkmaid.
Milky liquor.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Well, you did. I can't fucking believe it. But, hey, man, I said what I had to say. He has really been offensive, and I didn't think I would. There was no way I was as aggressive as he was being at some of the council meetings at all. I didn't get it personal with him. I didn't try and cut him off or anything.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very happy with what I had to say to Mayor Reed.
I was too.
Mayor Weed.
Mayor.
Reed.
He liked the shirt. We gave him a shirt. He liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a caricature of him. He was smoking a fatty with devil horns. It was kind of funny. I think his eyes were cross-eyed too. Oh, there I am.
This is you.
Look at that handsome devil.
Let's hear what you have to say. Let's hear what you have to say, Mr. Ritchie.
And personally, I just think it's reprehensible. It's like drawing water out of a sewer of misery. Because if you look at it historically, we just went through an 80-year program of disinformation by our own government. And to have cannabis come up as something that may be beneficial into our society in one form, shape, or another, and have these fears fed into by disinformation, by double talk, by using inaccurate descriptions of what people are using cannabis for, it just astounds me, and I'm angry, Mayor. I have been at several of these other meetings that you've shown up at, and sometimes you introduce yourself as mayor and you're introduced as a lobbyist or a lobbyist mayor. I don't know which, I'm speaking. Thank you. I don't know which is which sometimes because it often gets confused. If I was a member of a council, and someone came in there as an expert and a mayor of another city that had already, outlawed this substance, I'd probably give them a bunch more credence than Joe Schmo sitting in the audience. I think it's incredibly unfair. Because if you really look at it, and someone else brought it up adequately enough, and I'll repeat it, it's a matter of semantics between medical and adult responsible recreational use. You can hang anything you want on this. But what it really comes down to, and I think Mike brought it up, before his condition became something that was allowed to be on our program, to be in the program, he used it illegally, recreationally, because it helped. What's to say, just in general, I'm not saying here in Point Pleasant, but here in our great state of New Jersey, what about some other conditions that aren't in the program yet? Are we just gonna blank these folks out? I'm not saying you guys, I'm just speaking in general terms. It's just astounding to me. And I see a great difference in your candor with us. You seem to be quite friendly, where before it was adversarial at best, and I'm being kind. Backstabbing kind of stuff. I don't know what went on before and after those council meetings, but I'm certain it wasn't had anything to do with helping any of us out. And for that, I just have, you really stepped down in respect in my eye as a local leader. I know probably what I'm saying is not going to make that much help and impact. I don't live around here, but I do live in New Jersey. And it took a lot for me to come out. I am really, really not feeling well. But due to your
ignorance,
constant going to these meetings and stuff, I felt very inclined to come out here and just say this to you. I'm not being mean. I'm not calling you names. It's just stuff I've seen, and it's unfair. And I'm an example of someone who's going to suffer as a result of some of the actions you may have taken. Not against me personally, but in general, it has fallen on my shoulders. Because if you look at the way the law is structured, the one that's in Trenton, the proposed legislation, they put they put recreational and medical, and they stuck them together. That's not right. Well, I agree. However, your efforts in RAMP certainly didn't help that, Mayor.
True. That's true.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised. Because you're a local guy, you grew up around here, you know the difference. You know the difference between right and wrong. And I just think there was a lot of gray area in that, and you manipulated that, and you massaged these people's fears. It's shameful.
You know, the meeting was going so good. Seriously, you know what? I'd love to talk to you afterwards.
The meeting was going so good till then.
Until you told the truth on me.
You had to do that. You had to.
Why'd you have to tell the teacher?
Why, Richie? Why? Everybody else was going blah, 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 and here comes Richie.
No, I made
shit the bed.
Kind of.
You shit the orgy bed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't shit the orgy bed.
Why not? Maybe someone's into that. Maybe some people here in New Jersey are into the truth instead of public fellatio. You knew this was coming.
I thought it went well.
You invited me here.
I thought it went well.
It did went well.
Fellatio works in many different ways.
So says the king thereof.
A lot of stuff gets done in politics with fellatio. Don't you know this, Richie?
Oh, yeah.
So?
The flavoring of cigars, everything. The one thing I was disappointed about in that council meeting, you didn't call anyone shit dick.
I'm turning over a new leaf.
You're turning over a new piece of toilet paper?
Yeah, new leaf.
A new leaf of toilet paper, okay. Come on. Oh, there's Jeff, my hero, man.
He's the best. Let's see.
The singing part was kind of fun. You should have saw all of the councilmen whipping out their cameras, taking pictures and videos of them singing.
Oh, really?
I missed it. I got it on my other camera.
It was great, and they were all yucking it up, saying, "You gotta send me that video, bro."
Yeah, bro.
What?
I got a hug from Mayor Reed.
Did you have to look that up, bro? Okay. Yeah.
BRUH.
Bruh.
Hey, bruh.
I'll tell you what, that one young councilman has got a hard on for fucking Mayor Reed, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Hey, now.
He was going way out of his way to, like, blow him up every which way he can. We've got human traffickers here in Point Pleasant Beach, and you've done nothing, Mayor Reed. But we have in closed sessions. No, you haven't. Yes, we have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, we have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, we'll speak after the meeting. Why not? Why can't you talk about it now? Oh, that was great. He was being very snappy.
Does this sit here?
To close it down, we haven't tried to utilize our ordinances effectively to knock out the licenses, which are fraudulent and connected to prostitution and a place that was shut down by the Department of Justice. So, well, I mean, I'm going to vote for 1GG. I think maybe we should discuss, before we do that, how are we going to tackle the issue in our own town where we actually know where it's going on. We have just a damning amount of evidence about it.
Happy endings in Point Beach.
I don't know how we could look the residents in the eye and say, yeah, we voted on this thing, we're going to shut down human trafficking, we're all for it, and then we haven't done anything to protect the families and the kids in this town. So I just would like to put that forth to everybody. Maybe someone would like to propose that we do something about it? I mean, the evidence was damning. Yeah, it was damning.
Political theater aside?
No. It was 3 pages of graphic descriptions on what goes on. No. It was 3 pages of graphic descriptions as to what goes on there, talking about the girls being shuttled in between different massage parlors, which shows clear evidence of there being some sort of organized activity behind it. It was massage licenses that were fraudulent. It was temporary IDs. It was advertisements that are against our ordinances because they're lewd and graphic and immoral. We have old ordinances from like the early 1900s. But there's so many different ways that we could tackle this. So it's not political theater. I haven't brought it up for a year. I've given us a year to work on this. After the former borough attorney said that we should do something about it, I've given us a year to take care of it. And, by the way, I know the guys in the ordinance, I mean, while we're here, we might as well just go full into this. The guys in the audience love to do open public records requests, right?
Hey, that's us!
You guys should do
Yep. Hey!
Pat Duff's already on it.
Hey, he's talking about us! He was looking at us, man.
Oh, these folks in the audience who love to Oprah requests.
Yeah, we love it. We just love it.
Because you guys have to tell us the truth then, or else you'll get in a lot of trouble and you'll get your pee-pee spanked by the bailiff.
session minutes of the time when we talked about this, because you know what it says in those minutes?
Closed session.
I'm not talking about closed session. I'm not talking about the businesses. I'm not talking about the business. I'm not saying the name or anything like that. I'm talking about what can be redacted. But what does it say in those closed session minutes? I think it says something in there about how, what a big concern it would be if this made it to the papers, and we should wait until November to after the election. If I'm not sure, but maybe somebody can check that out and figure that out. And then after that, we renewed the frickin' licenses on January 1st. So let's vote for this human trafficking ordinance and let's see what happens.
All right, thank you. Anyways.
Wow. Yeah, so they waited until they could, get this business's money, illegal or not, and maybe now they're going to do something about it, or they didn't, and even it was so insane.
Let me make this clear. This question: they do not want cannabis in their town. However, they just renewed a known human trafficking.
Well, it's a massage parlor, but yeah, they're alluding to the fact there may be trafficking going on, considering they shuttle the girls around and stuff.
Okay, but they're alluding the fact that there's prostitution going on in the massage parlor. Okay.
Yeah.
And they did
wholesome,
these meetings.
wholesome little town America.
A couple more questions. They did these meetings privately behind the closed doors, so the public couldn't hear about these meetings.
Yes.
Okay, and everybody just is accepting that in the audience. Nobody wants access to this. Is there a law? Prohibiting us for access to that?
No, not at all. We can Oprah them.
Yeah, we have to Oprah.
We could Oprah them the meeting.
I think it's time to open the meeting because I want to see who's got their first appointment there.
Well, that's one of the things that was sort of brought up later.
Keep it open.
Yeah.
Someone had mentioned something. The reason why I think Jeff was the one who brought it up. You may find out some of the people here in town. That some of the people here in town of some influence are some members of that said massage parlors.
Yeah, that's the issue there. There's
probably some important people getting.
Yeah, that's not good.
Getting hand release. God.
Maybe Robert Kraft comes to town a lot.
I wonder if Mary Pat has a side business now. Considering the rehab thing's about to blow up in her face.
Yeah, you can shut that down, sure. All right. Well,
he didn't like when you brought up Mary Pat to him. That was an immediate response, Lefty.
No, I know he didn't. I was nice about it too.
Oh, I was shocked, truthfully. No being nice.
All right, so we're going to end the show a little early.
Okay. Good. I don't want to get my car towed.
Where are you parked?
Around the corner on 48th. Oh. I found a regular spot, not in someone's driveway, thank God.
Why are you calling me?
Because we love you, honey bear, honey bunny, honey bee.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's morning.
Would you like us to let you go back to sleep?
No.
Yes.
What were you dreaming about?
Sex toy oil?
Yeah, was it? Yeah. Was it?
Did it include that?
Was it cannabis related?
Well, that actually is not my invention, but I was a promoter of it.
Ah, a little doob lube.
Yeah, doob lube. I like that. Doob lube.
It works.
It squirts.
Both people get high, for real.
It works and squirts.
Yeah, if
it
you
squirts and works.
You were to infuse some, let's say, all organic coconut oil with said cannabis, and then use that as a lubricant.
Yeah,
both people, trust me, get really fucking high.
Yeah, this had it's Scotty's recipe, and he has like apricot oil.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Apricot oil is we can infuse that? Really? Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to use my magical butter machine to experiment with that. I would like to use that too.
Yeah.
So are like grams now like 25 cents a gram in Oregon where you're at?
They're just giving them away now.
Oh, really? Are they giving them away as like door prizes or what? Hey, you came in our shop and you looked at our pipes. Here's a gram. See you later, bud. Like that?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Wow. I want to move there.
No, not really, but they have really good deals. But if you have friends that grow, yeah, you get lots of free weed.
Well, I'm coming up here soon. We're going to be taking a trip out to the greater Sacramento area, visit some friends.
Oh, nice.
I'm very happy to go see them. I'm coming at a good time. It's springtime, so they're not crazy busy. That comes later
Beautiful
on in the year.
Time. Well, if you make it up here, come see me.
Well, how far away are you from Eugene?
A couple hours.
Yeah, because that's about as far north as I would go. I have a very, very close boyhood friend of mine who lives in Florence, which is right outside of Eugene.
Oh, yeah. I know what that's at.
My wife has she's never seen the Rocky Mountains. She's never seen the Sierra Nevada. She's never seen any of that stuff. I can't wait to show her the West Coast.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh my God, you can see
amazing.
The sun.
You're gonna want to move out here.
Trust me, I've lived out in California, and Oregon for that matter, various points in my life when I was homeless. I was a trimigant before there was such a word.
A trimigant?
Yeah, well, we used cafeteria
I
trays
heard
back
that.
then.
Trimigant.
Yeah, well, they didn't call us that back then. We were just these weirdos up in the hills growing weed.
In Humboldt?
Fuck yeah, man. That Murder Mountain place.
Murder Mountain. I just watched that.
It's so crazy because I have friends who live there. I've known them for like 30 years.
And they're not dead?
No, not at all. I mean, is there some creepiness? I've talked to them about it. Absolutely there is. I mean, there's tweakers galore up there. You got to watch your shit.
Oh, man.
I mean, you call the police and it'll take them like an hour and a half to show up. So, yeah, you sort of...
If they even show up.
If they choose to show up, if it's something that's on their radar or,
like murder on the mountain.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, we'll be right there.
Do they have guns up there? Everyone has guns up there, man.
Oh,
that's
a
fact.
They have their own police up there.
Yeah, basically, it's like a town, like the neighborhood crime watch you would see. They've got the same thing, except they carry semi-automatic weapons.
And they wear masks, and
Indeed, they
look like they're gonna kill you.
They're pretty intimidating, but if you know them, they're like, "Hey, man, what's going on, dude? Want to use my four-wheeler and go pick up a case of beer?" You know how it is, dude.
I just watched that show. That was pretty crazy.
Definitely. But I am looking forward to my West Coast visit. It's going to be fun.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Maybe I'll contact Lefty during the podcast from out there and taunt them.
Yeah, you should.
That'd be great. Yeah, taunt you while you're running through a field of pot.
Well, if I can manage that, I sure will.
There's lots of them.
Yeah, I think that won't be too much of a problem, truthfully. Where I'm going, definitely not. Yeah. Jeez, Honeybee, we woke you up and everything. We're talking all this nonsense in your ear.
Yeah.
And it's all Lefty's fault, man. I didn't do anything.
I know.
I'm a victim of Lefty's fingers.
Ew.
He digitized us both.
Disgusting.
This is Lefty's fault?
Disgusting.
Hey, Lefty. Where is he?
I'm right here.
You're right there?
Jeff Sessions is about to read the news, though.
Oh. I have a question for you.
No, you don't have a question for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. She hung up on us. She can't do that. We have to do the list with her. You can't do that.
I think she's really tired.
Jeez.
Little Miss Cranky Pants.
All right, well, this is your old pal, Jeff Sessions. I got some news for you before we stop the show. Over in Patterson, New Jersey, my friends, the Muslim elders in the South Ward community, they're pushing back hard against the imminent siting of a medical marijuana grow facility. Keep your cancer at home. In the neighborhood operated by Green Thumb Industries, a national cannabis consumer packaged goods company. I want to say to our mayor, this dispensary is not welcome in our community, said Imam Mohammed Kortani, a neighborhood leader. What I see from the presentation is they want money. Money. Kortani added, He directly addressed Mayor Andre Sahij when he described a critical issue for our children. You will see children addicted from the contamination of the air in the area. That's right. You will see children addicted from the contamination of the air in the area. Gualtani's comments followed other skeptical reactions in the presentation of former CEO Peter Cadens of Chicago, a multi-billion-dollar company. We are fortunate to have this entity here because of the professionalism in their track record. Sahij told the packed standing room only crowd in the cafeteria of the public school at 90 Delaware Avenue. We vetted 22 entities and chose the best one, the mayor explained. Cadens presented himself as the first white male entrepreneur to ever give a TED Talk on social inequity and injustice. And that's the reason why I'm here today, he explained. We have a $3 billion company because we are active in our communities. Are your hands shut up later? Does GTI run a union shop? Cadens answered in the negative. No UFCW here. Keep your cancer at home. Keep your commies at home.
Keep your unions out of our town.
Get on the mic if you're going to be.
Keep your unions out of our town.
Keep your unions out of my town. Not in my town.
Not in my town.
Not in my town.
Not in my town.
I know a song like that. You want to sing another song? We're going to do one more song for you. We'll do one more song for you, then we're going to leave here. This is about all the towns you can't smoke weed in New Jersey. We could probably smoke it. You can't buy it. So keep your cancers at home. Keep your AIDS at home. Keep your seizures in your salads. I don't want to see that shit. Damn hippies. Damn patchouli wearing hippies. Stay home. Not in my town.
Not in Point Beach.
Smelly hippies and your dreadlocks. We can't get no weed here. You can't get no weed here. You can't get no weed here. You can't get no weed here. Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. In Barnegat, Berkeley, Bridgeton, Bridgewater, Brigantine, Carlstadt, Chatham, Clifton, Cranberry, East Rutherford, Elmwood Park, Emerson, Fairhaven, Freehold, Garfield, Hasbrook, Heights, Hawthorne, Lavalette, Lodi, Jamesburg, Hazlitt, Mawa. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. Mansfield, Middletown, Point Pleasant Beach, Haleton, Caldwell, Oakland, Oceanport, Ridgewood, Ringwood, Seaside High, Seagirt, Shrewsbury, Seagull, Conserve, City, Spotswood, Upper Freehold, Upper Saddle River Wall, and Wade. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your diseases home, dear. You can't get no weed. And we Weehawken, West Caldwell, West Long Branch, Westwood, Wyckoff, Woodcliff Lake, Palisades Park, Palisades Park. There's the wheelchair access in Palisades Park. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your wheelchairs home, dear. You can't get no weed. In Barnegat, Berkeley, Bridgeton, Bridgewater, Brigantine, Charlestown, Cadom, Clifton, Cranberry, East Rutherford, Elmwood Park, Emerson, Fairhaven, Freehold, Garfield, Hasbrook, Heights, Hawthorne, Lavalette, Lodi, Jamesburg, Hazlitt, Mawa. You can't get no weed here. 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 Keep your cancer home, dear. You can't get no weed. Keep your patchouli at home, you damn hippies. Not in my town.
Not my town.
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 Anything you can prohibit, I can prohibit better. Yeah, I can prohibit anything better than you. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Oh, what's that dubstep shit? Oh, that hurt my ears.
Prohibit it.
Prohibit that too.
You are a prohibited. You are a prohibitionist prohibitioner.
No more dubstep.
Down with EDM. It's rotting the souls and minds of our children. It's all about the children.
It's the new jazz and swing.
It's the new devil's lettuce. Jazz Cabbage has graduated. We all just call it Cabbage.
Oh, man. All right.
I think we should call up Colleen. Nah, she's probably with the baby. Have you seen the baby, Wayne?
Have you ever seen the Wayne running down the road again? Baby's very cute.
Oh my God, she's so calm. What a good little kid. Colleen's so good with her, man.
Must be. You never see her anymore.
She's around. She just stays local to that vicinity. She isn't quite as the child grows older and it becomes more autonomous, I think she'll have more room to move around. I would think. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Katrina's very tiny. Well, she's getting bigger by the second.
CMMNJ.org, sativacross.com, magicalbutter.com, NewJerseyWeedman.com, UFCW, Local 152. And I want to thank Garden State Dispensary. Garden State Dispensary for these hats and shirts.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Are they considered a sponsor now because they give us stuff?
No.
No, they got to keep giving us more stuff.
We need triple that.
Yeah, triple that and a bag of weed, and then we're good.
And some free samples of your products.
Yeah. Then we're straight.
Then we're straight, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, and half price from now on. That would be also helpful.
Yeah, and I would like weed that was packaged like last week and not 3 months ago. That would be really cool too. Ooh,
David
sorry,
versus
did I say that out loud?
DavidVersusAutism.org, medical-freedom.com, New Jersey Grannies for Grass, JacksonStorms.com, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Vapor Supply. Steve Cross West and Gonzo Glass.
Gonzo Glass, aren't they having some kind of event?
Yeah.
Gonzo Glass?
Saturday night, Gonzo Glass.
Ah,
Huge.
Good friends of mine are playing that event.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's playing?
I believe it's a band called Steal Your Face, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, they're in like South Jersey, Philly, right?
Okay, we're going after them. We're doing a podcast.
Oh, no shit.
You want to do the podcast with me?
What day is it?
Saturday night.
I can't. I will be in Maureen's Jazz Cellar in Nyack.
Oh, okay.
I have a performance.
Okay.
Damn it. One of my bands. I can't not go.
Okay. Isn't this one of your bands? Steal Your Face is one of your bands?
It is, but this is...
They've already flown the coop. They flown the nest.
It's a different situation.
Okay.
I mean,
you don't have to babysit them.
No.
You got to babysit the other guys because they're crazy.
No, it's not because they're crazy. They're all like 20 years old, man.
Yeah. And they just want to...
They want to play.
Drink and have sex and play.
No. They're more interested in playing.
Smoke and have sex and play.
Some of them like to smoke. They all like to have sex.
Sex and play.
And they love to play music.
Okay.
Indeed. So they're pretty fucking normal, really.
Okay.
Kind of.
So you're going there to have sex and play.
I'm going to go watch them have sex
I know
while
what you're
they
going
play. Or play while they have sex.
Good for you. All right. Let me try to... all right. Since she was so rude, I have to call her back now.
Who's that?
What do you think? Watch this.
Honeyb
Forwarded to an automated voice message.
Oh.
5.
Oh.
She asked the question and then put the phone on fuck you. Holy shit. I think that's your answer there, Lefty brother. Ask you a question and then put the phone on fuck you.
That's pretty good. All right. I like that. I did have court with Ed Hayburn yesterday.
How did it go?
I presented my evidence. The judge was mesmerized by my videotape. And Ed Hayburn was pretty much trying to trash me and saying that I'm a disciple of Edward Fortune, and I am doing this to get back at him for what he did to Ed Fortune.
That's insane, man.
And this is a stunt. This whole thing is a stunt because I do stunts all over New Jersey.
All over New Jersey.
I go around doing stunts. So this is another stunt.
Oh, fuck you, Hayburn.
Me getting assaulted by him is another stunt.
Yes.
I planned this whole thing.
I planned it with you in advance, so now you're backing out. What?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's a stunt.
Like
Ed.
that dude in Chicago. Yeah. Really? The hell out of here.
So where are the black guys you hired to beat the shit out of you or whatever and call you names or whatever that thing was? Or the white guys or something?
They're coming.
Oh, they're coming, I see.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm sure I'll get beat up eventually. One day. It's got to happen one day.
Yep, you're going to say shit dick to the wrong guy and he's going to punch your
I'll
lights
call
out.
the wrong Marine a shit dick. I apologize for that, and to his credit, he accepted my apology. So
really, was it much like the other night after the council meeting?
No, the other night was like. That was.
Did you stutter?
It was a. Yeah, I think Mayor Reed's going to help us.
Okay,
let's take him at his word.
No,
that he's had enough. That he's had enough, and he doesn't want people with cancer trolling him anymore. I wouldn't want that either. I wouldn't want Jeff Oaks.
If I was a lobbyist, a prohibitionist lobbyist, the last thing I'd want following me around is us.
No.
You got a cancer patient. You got a guy who can barely walk because he has multiple problems with his back. You got a couple of MS patients. And you got some other patients that are just fucking nuts.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they will troll you incessantly.
And that's what you want? You want that?
Well, I mean, like,
come on.
You got to look at it this way. Most of us are on full disability.
Yeah.
And we are mobile enough to represent and speak for a silent majority here in New Jersey. And guess what? We're going to continue to do it.
Yeah, we'll follow you around all over the state if that's what you want. You want this? You got it.
Yeah, go ahead. Advertise a ramp thing. I'll see you there, bub.
He doesn't want that no more.
Oh, come on.
He's had enough. No mas.
What was that thing? I swear
No
to God,
mas.
I love when you said that, dude. No mas. Ramp will run out of money before we run out of heart. And here we go.
That's nothing. It's nothing more true than that. Nothing more true.
Just spot on, and I've always respected you for saying it.
I mean,
that was great.
Jeff is going to come out here in a wheelchair if he has to, with no liver. He'll be out here fighting.
I know he will. He is driven.
I love
he is so impassioned about this. I think this is what's keeping him on his feet.
It does.
He's like, fuck you.
It keeps him going.
I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I will continue to harangue you.
Yeah.
It's my right to speak out against unjust laws.
And it works. What he does works.
Absolutely, it works.
So,
he is an eloquent speaker, and he knows his shit.
Yes. Can't fight that.
No.
Can't fight that at all.
Well, he was like, well, your liver is supposed to look like a London broil. I got about a third of it missing, and now they're going to take another. I was like, and he's just talking about it like he's going through a laundry list of shit he has to do that day. I couldn't fucking believe it. My heart really goes out to him.
I know, man.
I really, really like him very much.
Thank you, Jeff Oaks. I love Jeff Oaks.
So do I, man. He's a great guy. His wife's so nice. His son's cool.
We'll just call him up.
Yeah.
Kiss his ass. Well, kiss his ass. Talk to him.
Oh, fuck that. I'll have to make fun of him.
Jeff Oaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody get in line. Get ready. Get ready, everybody.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean to do FaceTime.
Shoot. Oh, poopy.
Didn't mean to do FaceTime. Oh, no wonder. That doesn't help.
Why?
Hold on. I'm the worst producer ever.
Where's John Raheel when you need him? Come on, John.
Just give me FaceTime.
Yo.
Jeff Oaks, you're on the air.
I sure am. All right.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Good. I'm playing some guitar because you prompted me with the with the weed song.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And Pat just got his electric guitar back from the shop, and it's all tuned up. So he's in the next room practicing for the 420 show at the Wonder Bar in Asbury.
Yeah. Right on.
So yeah, I forgot you. Well, I saw somebody said you guys were on this morning, and I went about my day, and I missed about an hour, the first half of your show. So I'm out of tune, literally both ways, my guitar and so I went on a tear last night. I was up like 2:00 in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and Joanne Zito posted a ton of stuff, and
oh my God, yeah.
I got this Bergman guy from the Asbury Park Press. What a goofball that guy is, man.
Whoa.
That's rough language, Jeff. A goofball?
Yeah, goofball. He said that. Well, I'm looking at his picture. He's a goofball. That's what came to mind. You know, if it was somebody else, it might be asshole. But goofball fits his mug right now. So.
Well, asshole
He's
can't
probably
be far behind.
I think he's worthy of that pillow that you have on the back of the recliner up there. If that's where you are.
The brown ribbon.
The turd. Yeah. Or wait, no. First you got to.
We should give him the stuffed cat award.
Yeah.
First you got to get Mary Pat, and then you can get Randy.
Oh man.
Can you do multiple brown ribbon awards?
Why not? Why not?
A brown shower.
I just
You're gonna have to make up with Barini, man.
I just threw up.
He is the king. He is a shit. He is a serial shit rapist.
And now you're making my tumor hurt. You suck.
Stop it!
You guys are
Stop it! You're making my
hurtful.
I can't wait to see Aubrey when she gets back from her trip to DC to hear how she made out. She said that it was very successful. Very productive. So I'm eager to hear. I think we might have better luck in Washington than we do in friggin' this state, if you ask me.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the way it's starting to look. It's starting to look like one big friggin' mess.
Yeah.
And I'm not real optimistic about Monday, to tell you the truth.
No, not at all.
My question is, like, if they don't pass this thing, I mean, it's only a rec bill, right? And there is medical in it. You know, it's like a sidebar. So, like, if they don't get the votes for it and they're going to move on to, I think they said they got to start doing budget issues. It's like, so what? Like, just medical people they can't, like, deal with medical people?
No.
You know, they're just going to go, budget's more important than you guys.
Yep.
You know? So it's going to be a mess. If they don't vote this, if they don't legalize this in some degree on Monday, there's going to be a damn civil war in New Jersey.
Well, how are they going to accommodate the 43,000 current cannabis patients with 6 operating dispensaries? Do the math.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Listen, these 6 dispensaries we have, they couldn't support the marijuana habit of friggin' Asbury Park. On a summer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, just think about it. Think about it just like you're a little town, wherever you are, like I'm in Oceanport, you know, whatever, you guys are Bayonne. Just think of how much pot you would actually have to grow. If you just put it in one field, you know, would it be like a football field for like Bayonne? Would a football field do it? You know?
Well, maybe a whole stadium with graduated planners. Yeah, maybe.
Well, you see what I'm saying? So there has to be a lot of them. These people are like, oh, you're going to have it like in some other town. It's like, no, you're going to need a lot of them.
Not my town.
Right. If your town says no.
Where the hell is it going to be? That's my question. Okay, exactly. You don't want to hear from where? Yeah.
So if your town doesn't have one, that means that the town next to you has to have 2. Right?
Yeah, why not? I think they should open them up in 6-packs.
You're right. Leaders. I'll take a leader.
Mobile.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. The whole thing is just crazy. You know, I mean, what's if they don't sell out of the medical dispensaries? What are they going to say? Well, it's legal on Monday, but it doesn't go into effect for a year, and we're still going to arrest you. I don't
think they would be stupid enough to do that because the backlash would be just incredible.
But if you legalize it on Monday and you push the startup date for the industry 8 months away.
What about the guy that got busted on Saturday night?
There was a guy that got busted on Saturday?
Yeah, let's say they do vote it in on Monday. Well, what about the poor guy who got busted with a quarter ounce on Saturday night?
Yeah, he's
screwed.
Well, actually, I don't know. What do they do there? Because he's not
another legal conundrum.
He's not guilty yet.
No, he's innocent. Well, then what will probably happen is he'll get a letter saying your charges have been dismissed because the law changed. That would be the smart way to do it. I don't know.
Or do they continue to enforce the law because you were on the other side of the fence before the legalization?
Yeah. Well,
and then we're going to prosecute you, and then it's up to you to get expunged. I mean, I can see that happening.
Right. Oh, there's an expungement process. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah.
In the meantime, have fun
yeah.
trying to get a job or get into a garden apartment or get a credit card or something.
Jesus Christ.
It's more work for the lawyers.
Yeah. Or
Oh, yeah.
a gun. A
This
gun. You
is
can't
a
have
setup,
gun.
man.
You can't have gun, right?
Oh yeah, you can't have you cannot
You can't have
own
no
a
gun.
But geez, if you got a fentanyl prescription, no problem. You can have a frickin' arsenal.
You can't have no gun here. You
can't have
no
no
gun
gun.
here.
Hey, check this out. I'm sure I told Lefty. I don't know if you saw it. I put a post up on Facebook about the coffee shop in Oceanport. The Circle K got knocked off by two 12-year-old kids trying to steal Juul pens.
Oh wow.
Juul cartridges.
Really?
Yeah, and we're worried about medical dispensaries that have armed guards. So I put a post up to my addressed it to my counsel, Joe Irace, my councilman. I'm like, great, we have 12-year-old kids knocking off Juuls. You made a resolution that you want the federal government to remove cannabis from Schedule 1 so it can go in the pharmacy next to the cigarettes and the cigarettes in the pharmacy, because the pharmacy sells cigarettes, and then the Circle K is, and it's all the same place. Circle K, same plaza. The Circle K is selling Juuls and getting robbed, and the liquor store's in between the both of them. But you can't have any cannabis there.
Well, the liquor store's laying in the fold, man.
It's family friendly.
So
family
I tell
friendly.
you what, for me in Oceanport, like when I go to my coffee to get my coffee, I'm afraid of the kids. I'm afraid of the kids.
You should be.
They should, right?
They're hopped up on.
They're hopped up on
nicotine.
Juul.
Juuls. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
I mean,
messed
what's
up
next?
on nicotine, man.
They walked in there at 12 they walked right behind the counter, and the clerk, I guess, grabbed them or whatever. They didn't get away with it. They got caught. But they're only 12. What is it going to be when they're 16? They're going to have a gun.
It's good parenting right there.
Yep, they're gonna be going after Snickers then.
And that was another good post I read at 2:00 in the morning. That was that was in the Mary Pat Angelini tirade in the opinion post from the Asbury Park Press.
Oh, what did that say?
Well, it was the whole it was the Kevin Sabat ramp Sam thing. All the rhetoric about how dangerous it is and it's going to get in the hands of the kids. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? If that's the case and we're actually going to vote that way, well, you should take everybody's guns away, too, because the parents have guns and the kids take the parents' guns and they take them to school. So by
virtue of that fact.
Yeah, right? We should take everybody's guns away. No more freedom. Can't have any guns. No freedom. You can't have any weed. I think that's reasonable, don't you? If we can't have weed, you can't have guns. You can't have booze or guns.
There you go. I mean,
I'm all for that.
I don't know. Even if they did make weed legal, I still wouldn't want to have guns, man.
Yeah, I'm with you
really
on
bad
that.
Guns, anyway.
No.
That's why cops need protection, because they have guns and they need protection too.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you read the story about Patterson, Jeff?
I don't know. You'd have to refresh me.
There's a Muslim group in Patterson.
Yes, I did. Yes.
And they said that you will see children addicted from the contamination of the air in the area.
Listen, I've been to Patterson a few times. There's been plenty of that smell in the air there. Trust me.
You got cancer.
Come on.
I have a rebuttal to that. If so, and if that is a truth and that is fact, then if there's 40,000 medical patients in our program, they all come from families. So aren't all those families getting secondhand smoke, and shouldn't all those families be addicted?
Well, apparently to their insane logic, yes.
Yeah. Everyone's addicted who's around marijuana, cannabis.
So,
see, that whole thing that Imam said is like directly out of the Ronald Reagan plan book, the playbook for the war on drugs. It's so retarded.
You know what I say? I think the Church of Cannabis should have file a lawsuit against those folks up there for making derogatory comments about our religion. Yep.
Defamation.
Yep.
Religion shaming.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is.
Religion shaming of the worst.
They don't like it. They don't like it when it happens to them, and I agree with that. No one should have their religion poked fun at. But if it is, I mean, I'm not a practicing Catholic or so, but it's, Wayne read it in the book there. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, we had a long talk about the Bible earlier.
It's throughout the Bible. It's actually the whole Bible's about cannabis, really.
And Wayne, he absolutely nailed it. That was, I was jealous when he did that move because I wanted to do that.
That was a good one.
What did he do?
It was as if he had a bookmark in the Bible at the council meeting that sits on the table,
right,
where they swear people in, and he had a bookmark. He didn't even have to thumb through the pages. He opened it right up to the paragraph, which I couldn't say off the top of my head. Maybe Lefty could.
God is great.
Is it in Deuteronomy?
It had to do with the seed and the fruit and all that.
Plants.
Yeah, yep, seed-bearing plants and
the animals, the seed-bearing plants, and trees. I think it's in Genesis.
Yep. Yes, that's what it is. Yep. So,
Lefty's got a Bible right here.
I got a Bible. It says here, then God said, "Here I have given to you every seed-bearing plant that is on the entire earth, and every tree with seed-bearing fruit. Let them serve as food for you."
That's it.
Smoke them.
That's the one he
Smoke
read.
them, Pocahontas. Yep. Smoke them.
Yeah, let's see. The Church of Cannabis Sativa.
That's Dimitri, right?
Yes, that's Dimitri.
He's the best.
Yeah. He wants to open a church in Point Pleasant Beach. That was funny.
Yeah. He had a private conversation with Reed about that.
Yes.
And he wouldn't disclose details, but he had a private conversation.
So he had private fellatio with him then.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to the church.
You have
go
a very
to church in Point Pleasant.
That would be cool. I would go in a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
I would go in a minute.
Well, it wouldn't have to be a big place because I think there's only 100 members. So
cool. And they could just serve coffee, crumpets, and rolling papers. I'm down.
Well, actually, couldn't we? We could just do that on the boardwalk, right?
I don't know. I think they would take great umbrance to that there in Point Pleasant Beach, man. They'd get pretty mad at us.
If it's a religious thing, though?
Yeah, spiritual.
Oh, they'll think of a way of beating us about the head and shoulders and necks with.
How about if we got a permit to have a function or event?
Okay.
Well, we could have a function, but I don't know if they would allow smoking on the boardwalk.
No, we can't smoke on the boardwalk, though. Only in Seaside.
No. We'll ask for a temporary permit for that event, and we'll put signage on it and everything.
Oh, you want a variance so we could smoke?
No, it's a one day exception. Yeah,
like when they drink on the streets.
Just like they do it. I know they do it because they do it in Oceanport.
They do it with booze. They close streets down so you can freaking get drunk.
And then drive around in a car and kill a family.
And
so why can't
parties, all that crap they do out the shore, the beer festivals. Hey, everybody, come on down here to Point Pleasant Beach. We're gonna have all the beer you can possibly drink for $25. You get the beer collar, and then by 10 o'clock we're gonna send you all home to drive, and then our cops are gonna arrest you because you're drunk driving because we invited you our town to drink.
Come on down.
Woohoo!
And make sure the kids don't get any. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
make sure the kids only drink birch beer.
Birch
beer out of a barrel.
Son.
Birch beer out of a barrel so we get them when they turn 21. They'll be used to drinking out of a barrel their whole lives. Shoot, you think we're stupid?
Jeff,
the kids are all puking from doing keg stands.
Let's do it. Let's close the street for cannabis. I want a street closed for cannabis.
Yes.
Cannabis Street.
Cannabis Street closing.
We got listen, we got to hit up for that, right? We got to hit up, what's his name? Katrina, whatever his name is?
Yes.
Yeah, he could maybe work that in for us.
We want that. Now,
hey, listen,
Dimitri,
there's
the
another
Pope
dude.
Of cannabis.
The dude on the right. The dude on the right. What was his name? All the way to the far right.
Tommy Gut?
My gut?
No, next to him, to the right of him.
My gut?
Because that guy's...
Tom Egut? It was Tommy Gut.
No, next to him.
Yeah, the guy that was going in for that procedure that said he didn't end up going or something.
He has a
Santinello.
He's very religious.
Yeah, he is.
So that's potentially 2 votes right there. Because he wanted to bless me and everything.
He did. He gave you a blessing.
Yeah. So when we tell him we want to go on the boardwalk and pray, maybe he would be cool with that. So we get one more vote.
Bongs.
we get one more vote, that would be 3-3 tie, and then we kick up to Reed.
The holy hand grenade of Handyak.
What's Reed gonna do? Ban religion on the boardwalk?
The only way I will trust Reed is if he gets high with us. He doesn't have to do it.
Yes.
We won't record it.
No.
Yeah.
We won't. Wait, we won't. What's this shit?
Well,
why this we shit, Richie?
I won't record it.
Okay.
I told him I'd turn my phone off.
You can put on
your
body cameras.
Whatever we have to do to smoke with him.
Oh my God. And then, we got to take him somewhere to eat good, because he's going to get the munchies and shit. And he looks like he likes to eat anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Nah, no one's going to trust anyone because everyone's going to think we have a recording device or something. So the only way we're going to get this done is if we all strip down and get in the hot tub.
Get in the pool.
Smoke a joint. Yeah, that way
Hot tub time machine. Ooh, Mayor Reed's back in high school now.
Mayor Reed. Oh, it hurts.
Are we making your tumor hurt again, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Sorry, not sorry.
Now we're tumor shaming.
Just walk it off, will you, Jeff? Come on.
Yeah. Jeez.
When are you going for your procedure?
Jeff?
He hung up? Did he hung up or hung up? Oh, shit.
I hope he's not mad at us. We were only kidding around.
Hey, we're only kidding.
He knows that.
What, you calling me back to get...
We were only kidding. We didn't mean to cancer shame you or nothing.
We weren't trying to tumor shame you, Jeff.
Sorry about your liver. Dude, jeez.
Holy
well,
fuck.
I think you got me last. I think you hung up on me last time.
Yeah, but you're supposed to ask a question. You don't just hang up like that.
Well, we have to ask a question and wait for you to almost respond, and then we hang up on you.
I want to know what...
I'm stoned.
When
I'm smoking. It's the marijuana.
Blame it on the cannabis. That jazz cabbage strikes again.
Sorry. I'm having a Jeff session.
Oh, hell! I like to have a Jeff session. No, I don't, folks. I don't smoke that shit.
Oh God.
When do you go in for your procedure?
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna pull a fast one on cancer. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping like they get me like right into the room there and say, "Only kidding."
Well, that would be a blessing.
Yeah.
Then I would immediately call my lawyer and sue the living shit out of him.
Actually, you know what? I'm so done with hemming and hawing over it. I just want to go in and be done with it.
Indeed.
Because it's starting to hurt. And you guys are funny, and I like you guys, and I like to hang around with you. So I don't want to be in pain. So I got to get this done so I can hang out and laugh. And
don't worry.
hurt.
While you're recuperating, we'll come by and try not to make you laugh. So it don't hurt.
Well, I'm getting
anyway.
I'm getting an epidural
right now.
Okay.
Because they tried to do it last time and they couldn't get it in for some reason. I don't know why. I'm hoping it goes better this time, and that'll keep me away from. It'll help me stay off the opes.
Understood.
Right.
Understood. But man, if you got to take them, you got to take them. You know that you have a substance at your beck and call that can help you with that afterwards.
That's the thing, because we spoke about this the other night about all the opioids and pain meds they filled me up when I first got diagnosed when I had my colon resected, and I was dosing heavy after that, with cannabis, and I never felt the need. I felt no love for opioids. I just didn't. There was no want at all for it.
Right on. God bless. God bless.
Yeah. But we'll see how it goes this time, because this is a big one.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to keep you in my thoughts and right next to my heart during this whole time, man. You are very much an inspiration to me, man.
I got a lot of support, and I thank you guys for that. And
we thank you for your support, bro.
I'm looking forward to some good quality times like we've enjoyed over the last year to continue that. So.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been fun, man. It really has been crazy.
Jeff, you've been living up to your namesake. You are like an oak, man. You have taken a stance, and you're immovable on this.
Yeah, you are.
And damn, dude, it is so cool to see you in action. You have a powerful message, and I think you've swayed some politicians' minds.
You have. You totally have.
Indeed. I've seen you do it.
I view it as an opportunity. It's a teaching moment for my children. That's really what it is.
Advocate for yourself.
Yep.
No one else.
Yep. Stand up for yourself. Do the right thing. Be involved in your government. The whole 9 yards. It's
be civic minded.
Yes. Yep. So anyway, can you eat a hot shit sandwich if you take small bites?
Damn it. Oh, shit. Damn it, he got me again.
He got you.
Damn it! God!
Damn it to hell!
Damn it!
Are we gonna
go
in
the? Whoa! What the hell was that?
It sounded like a little Sinatra there,
where's
man.
My producer.
Well, we're in Hoboken.
Oh my goodness! What the hell is that? All right.
Well, you have to finish the list, dude.
I didn't start the list yet.
Well, then begin the list.
Well, the reason why we do this list, hold on, is because we lost a lot of friends and we lose 1 out of 10 patients every.
Better put Brian
year.
Cooprion on that list.
He's on. Oh, you know what? I'm off. I'm out of Facebook jail. I can get back into my accounts now. This is great. Yeah.
Oh, you mean I'm gonna have to go home and report you tonight? I don't know. You could say anything. He could post the word "the," and you could have a problem with it, and they'll suspend him for a day or two. It's terrible. I've not done it ever.
I can't hear you off mic, just so you know, because you don't have headphones on.
I was talking about going home tonight and reporting you, so you go back in Facebook jail. Just for fun.
Just get in line.
Just get in line.
Just get in line.
So are you guys now friends with Gina? Is she not going to do that now? I know she was like kind of stalking you guys for a bit.
Yeah, Gina's our friend.
Oh, okay, good. I have to remark, though, it was unbelievable that they threw her out of the town council meeting.
I like that. I like people that fight for their rights.
Sure,
I
me
do.
too.
I respect that.
I do too.
And I'd be doing the same shit if I was her.
Yeah, well, she was getting loud, and they asked her a couple times, please don't raise your voice. She kept doing it, and cops are like, out and see. Out and see. Out. Knock Snell. Out and see. And out she went.
Go
in
home
her
to
own
mommy.
town.
Like Trump says, go home to mommy. I need that.
She was probably
pissed.
pretty mad, and I'm glad that I stayed away. Run away. Run away.
Run away.
Run away.
All right.
Well, if your happiness is contingent upon sitting in here, that's pretty sad. You will not be happy. You're right.
So our list begins with Cheryl Miller. She was actually at the State House before we were.
Yes, sir.
And Jim used to push her there in a bed.
Yes, he did.
And she couldn't move her arms or legs or her body. She just was able to talk and hear and see. Barely. And she fought for her rights that way. So when I hear people like, I can't come out, I can't. Cheryl Miller got pushed in a bed. She got pushed in a bed by Jim Miller. So when you have an excuse that, I don't even want to, the list of excuses are disgusting. I don't want to hear it. Because I'm out in pain. Michelle's got MS. Carol has a horrible disease. Richie has a horrible disease. And we're all out here fighting for our rights.
I am a horrible disease.
And it's like people are like, shut up.
Yabba dabba doo.
Just shut up. I don't want to hear it. People here are suffering and dying. People like Jeff Oakes is getting his liver taken out. He showed up to these minis with a friggin' chemo bag strapped to him.
Yeah.
And I got to listen to people. I don't feel good.
And he used to take the chemo bag and throw it at people. It was shameful that they made him get to that point. They razzed him until he threw his chemo bag right at their feet.
No, that was a colostomy bag. You threw it in their face.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
That was a good one.
Yes.
That was a good meeting.
It was like a human oil
that
slick.
was the best meeting ever. I thought spilling bong water was stinky. Woo!
That led to a whole new meeting, the drop of the deuce.
Wow. That's awful. What town was that? Do you remember? Was that Old Bridge?
I think
it was Old Bridge.
Yeah. They were such tools in that. Oh, my God. They were such tools. Spotswood was just as worse. I think they've had the same council people there since they graduated high school. They all live there, you know.
Spotswood. That's the one where the wreck is out. Is that the guy? No.
Yeah. No wreck.
The wreck is out.
No wreck. Then they wound up banning the whole goddamn thing anyway. Assholes.
So thank you, Cheryl Miller, for showing up and showing us how to show up. Because let me tell you, that woman inspired me back in the 80s and 90s. Actually, the 90s. Inspired me because of what she went through. And that's she knew that during her lifetime she would never see legal cannabis. Yet she keeps fighting. She kept fighting. She kept fighting, even though she knew she would never see it in her lifetime. But she kept fighting for so you can all smoke, and me.
Yep, she even medicated in her senator's office, and civil disobedience of the highest nature.
Yeah, that's why Bill Caruso loves us, because he saw Cheryl change Bob Andrews' mind right in front of his eyes, and he saw it. He saw Cheryl Miller fighting. Please don't do that. See, if you had headphones on, you'd understand. You'd be like, "Oh, there's this here." If you had headphones on, you'd be like, "Put your headphones on." Oh, what's that noise? Gee, what's that noise, Lefty? Gee, oh, that's me hitting the mic. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop now. Okay, there you go. And that too. You were doing this the whole time too. Just saying.
I was not.
Just saying.
I did it once.
It might have been me. You done now?
They're out of tune.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'll shut up. No, you can. Just
Lefty's pen shaming me.
I'm shaming you. I shame everyone. I have to build everyone up. I'm really bad with that. When
It's hurtful.
No, when I get rebaptized, I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to change.
Why do you have to wait to be baptized to be a different person?
I have to wait. I have more things to do first. I got to get it out of my system. I have to. Yeah,
well, it's going to take several years.
It's going to take about 3 months to get out of my system, I figure.
And then what's going to happen?
Then I'm going to be a different person.
Well, how are you going to be a different
Night
person
and day.
than you are now?
Night and day. I'll be cleansed. I'll be cleansed by the holy water.
What, you're going to change?
Yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to change.
No more shock?
No, because you know what? Let me tell you something about shock jockism. It says in the Revelation, I can actually find it right here.
No, please don't.
That when Jesus comes, he's coming with a sword in his mouth. So whatever I say is nothing compared to what Jesus is going to say when he comes. He's going to be really pissed. So when I can say, fuck you, he's going to say something really worse than that. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
He's going to say, unfuck you.
He's going to be pissed. So,
I know.
Let me tell you, Jesus ain't going to take no crap
Jesus.
from all you.
Jesus is my homeboy.
Jesus ain't taking crap from any of you. So, there you go.
Right on. Party on.
I might get recircumcised also.
Can I do it? I'll do it with a toenail clipper. Yeah. Just kick me in the jaw. Yow!
You're supposed to look at me in the eyes when we do that, too.
Okay, sexy.
Well, that got really weird. No, it got really good.
You started
it got really hot.
You started.
Well, you wanted to circumcise me. You didn't say how.
Well, it all started with Mayor Reed that day.
I need recircumcision in my life.
Reed circumcision?
Recircumcision.
Oh.
Not Reed.
Oh, sorry. I misheard you.
Oh, my God.
Reed circumcision.
I'm not getting recircumcised. That changed my mind.
Pussy. What are you afraid of a little pain? Babies take that pain. What's the matter with you?
I don't have that much to give away.
Oh, I see. Shrinkage.
I mean, do they do it when I get out of a pool or when I wake up in the morning? When do they do it? When do you want to cut? I don't want to think about that.
Well, they use, do you ever see how they, trim off the end of a cigar?
Okay, terrific.
Well, hey, man.
There's my thick Jew prick.
Not anymore.
Sliced and diced.
All right, we're back to the list.
Okay. Randy Rhodes, Robertson. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sabina Rose, Diane, Gracie, Cindy Mae, Marie, Jack, Joan Ford, Randy Robertson, Polly Connolly, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ Perry, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, and
Brian Kuprion.
The last name on our list is Michael Dillon. That's Honeybee's son. He died from a drop seizure. And if Honeybee was awake and on the phone, she'd be telling you to give 10% as a tithing to somebody who really needs it, because there are people out there that really need it, and it's illegal to actually give cannabis away. But I'm not saying to give cannabis away. I'm just saying a tithing. You can give what you want.
If you give it away and you get caught, you'll catch a distribution charge.
Right.
Did you know that? If you give away cannabis, distribution charge.
What if you just leave it on a table and walk away and someone takes it?
Littering, perhaps, or
littering, maybe. Yeah.
Endangering the welfare of a child.
Ah, that's a good one.
You left dangerous narcotics out. It's a Schedule 1. It's as bad as heroin in the eyes of the law.
Right. So if you just drop your bag in the middle of a park and walk away, you can't do that.
I wouldn't. It's too expensive.
That's true. What if you were growing it?
If you were growing it, then hopefully it's cured correctly. So someone should, want to try this.
Wrong
devil's
answer. You'd be in
weed.
jail.
Yeah, you're probably
If you're an MS patient and you grow your cannabis to save your life, where are you?
in Colorado, certainly not New Jersey,
Not
because
New
they
Jersey.
arrest people for that shit.
That's right. You ain't in Jersey, boy. You're going to jail in Jersey. You try to save your life in Jersey, you're going to jail.
Everything's legal in Jersey as long as you don't get caught.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
Did you forget Flo, Morgan's mom?
Flo, Morgan's mom.
Let me add Flo to the list right now because...
And add my friend Brian. Jeez.
He's on here.
You just didn't know his last name?
No, he's in there. Let me do an edit here real quick. Let me add Flo. Do we know Flo's last name?
No.
Floby.
Flo. She just died like a week ago, man.
Yeah, her funeral services are, I think, on Friday.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure.
Saturday. I think it's Saturday. But I could be wrong. It might be Friday.
I don't know.
So sorry, Morgan, for your loss.
Indeed. Very sorry.
A lot of patients knew Flo, and a lot of people knew her and loved her. So I met her once, and she was a wonderful person.
How is the woman who's in the nursing home doing?
Jo Marie.
Yeah.
She texted me actually this morning, and actually she called me. Oh, hold on.
It's Patrick Duff.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Duff.
Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, so I'm back. I just wanted to, touch base with you again. I mean, it was an interesting call.
Yeah. Sure was.
Yep, it was. It was a very interesting call.
Yeah, you're in the revelation, man.
I don't know if I am. I know that I'm sitting here and I was playing a video game a minute ago. If that's in the revelation, I don't know. Yeah, so. But that being said, well, whatever it is that he'd like to do. Isn't he still out on bail for that 48 pounds?
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, I would love to talk to him about that.
Yeah, he's facing 60 years.
Yeah. Time. That's all. That's terrible.
Yes, indeed it is.
And he's in a state where it's legal.
Well, doesn't sound like equal protection, does it?
No, not at all. It's not equal protection. It's not fair. It's pretty disgusting, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the person's obviously pretty sincere. He's been doing it for years the same way. And I mean, who would want to risk themselves if they weren't sincere? I mean, he did it so he could make a case in a sense. I mean, he was doing openly, growing plants right in his yard. I mean, they walked up, the dude was like chilling and trimming buds in the yard. So it's not like he was hiding. But you know what happens, I think, is these states, and that's what I was just I saw Reverend Charles Boyer put this thing up about, legalization, how great this is going to be for black people. And I'm like, well, what about the black people that try to grow their own and sell their own? Aren't they still going to go to jail?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's got nothing to say about that. Yeah, social justice, my ass.
Yeah, if you have cancer.
Social justice is a key word. You know what the key word is? Social justice is a new medical marijuana. It used to be that you would use the medical argument to get these things passed. Now they're like, the medical argument's not really going too good. So social justice. It's about social justice now. We're helping people. Fucking horse shit.
Yeah. It's a money grab right now in Jersey.
It's a money grab, exactly. That's all it is. That's why Weed Man's gonna fuck this shit up when he goes up there and gets himself arrested and beats him. You know.
Again.
So, but hey, what are you guys doing?
Nothing. We were going to end the show, but I'm glad you called because I wanted to talk to you.
What happened? What happened there with Reed? How did you guys wind up giving the guy fucking licking his bunghole?
I'll let Lefty field that question. I was not amongst.
Oh yeah, you were in there. You were deep in his bunghole.
No, I think it was the other way around.
Well, truthfully, when I came in here, he had some man chowder still in his beard. So
no,
yeah, he was playing you guys, man.
Oh yeah,
you think so, or you think he's had enough?
Yeah, no,
dude. He's just trying to get you guys to get off of his back and quit holding his toes in the fire. That's what it is.
Well,
that's what he wanted was someone telling on him.
I want home grow. Give me home grow. We'll leave you alone.
Well, you do realize that I filed the Oprah request to find all about the whorehouse.
I knew it.
So
Dude,
I
Lefty
filed
goes, Duff is at home right now typing it out. Any
correct.
words that say whore in it.
Whore. Sex toy
Oh.
whore.
No,
Great.
I did.
Thank you.
I queried the words East meets West, which is the place. I queried the address. I queried the word tube tickler. I queried the word happy ending.
Hand
We're
release.
gonna have to query all the individual. Yeah, the tube tickler. We're sorry, but your response came up with 0 results of tube tickler.
Butt plug.
But we did find 14 results of happy ending.
Really?
Oh, you'll see. Oh, yeah. There's definitely going to be some happy ending results. I guarantee you.
Oh my God.
The thing that killed me is they approved their license again.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Open like a decade almost.
Yeah. The grandfather.
Yeah, they've been
grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing, that's the great thing about
family
Point Pleasant
town.
Beach. Yeah, exactly.
Wholesomeness.
Listen, the way you keep a good family together is having a good whorehouse in town.
Sure.
Because
they do all the shit wifey poo don't want to do.
Oh my God.
Exactly. They don't have to go.
Especially in uptight corporate white
to
bread
New York
America.
and stuff.
No.
You know, I mean, New York and Philadelphia usually get all that bread. You know?
I gotta have someone poop on me right here in town.
In Point Pleasant Beach, a family town.
Yeah, family that
1
poops
square
together
mile
stays together.
Where you can get drunk and get pumped, but you can't get no pot.
You can't get no weed here. You can't get no weed.
Yeah, that's what I think. You didn't even sing the song. You didn't even sing the song.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, he did.
Did you? Okay, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I didn't see that. I was in the midst of doing other stuff.
Well, there's only one guy who told the truth during that whole thing.
Who's that? You?
Of course.
What'd you say?
I basically.
Oh, you know what? I did see you.
Yeah.
You did burn him up a little bit.
Well, hey man, he deservedly so.
I talked the truth.
He
too.
deserves
I
way
said
more
the
than
truth.
that.
You spoke the truth. Come on, that's like the National Enquirer reporting on something important. Come on, dude.
Yeah, but what happened? Like, I just don't understand. How did it go from a roast of Mayor Reed to getting pictures with him?
He started being really nice to us and asking us how he could help us. It was really weird, man.
He's using his lobbyist skills on.
Well,
yeah,
he
that was
is
the
like
craziest thing.
He is a Jedi lobbyist, whatever.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing is that he was teaching. He was as an unregistered lobbyist offering to lobby for you too as an unregistered lobbyist.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
works.
he was.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm down.
No, you don't want that.
He's a walking ethics violation.
Yeah, you don't want him on our side. He's not on your side.
Let's see.
That,
Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. We never know.
You know what you do? Yeah, you stick him to the wall with it. You make him write. You write something and see if he'll sign on to it.
We make him come to the temple and smoke with us.
Yeah, let's get him high.
I'd welcome the guy here. He can come on in. Okay. I guarantee you, Mayor Reed smokes pot.
Or he has. I guarantee
you, dude. I guarantee if
he
you drug
like
test that fool.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, Paul Canitra does a lot of cocaine. That dude was whacked out, man.
Oh my God.
That dude was like amped up, wasn't he?
Oh man, he was snapping at him.
Like
man.
He was talking to me. It was amazing. It was like, and you, who likes to do the record request? I'm like, that's me.
That's me right here. I'm watching. Here I am.
I'm not even there. But
I'm typing.
Yeah,
Give me a minute. I got another one coming.
Yo, I swear to God, the first thing I do is just Googled massage parlors, Point Pleasant Beach. And I'm like, there's like 3 that came up, and I was like, East meets West.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta be it.
Ooga.
So then I did a little, there's like the I call it the knuckle web, where you can find
Knuckle
out
shuffler.
where you get
Ew.
yeah you get where you get a good tube tickling knuckling.
Ew.
And I saw that this place had several wonderful reviews about how very sensual these girls are with their testicles and their rods. So I decided that that's probably the one. And then I was contacted by Mr. Cocaine Kanitra.
Really?
And he affirmed that East meets West is the infamous Jackhole.
The Jack Shack. The Jack
The
Shack.
Jack Shack.
The Jack Shack.
I can
On the
come 10
beach.
times a day.
But hey, listen. Remember that I bet you what's his face from the Patriots probably stopped by. A lot of people. Mayor Reed, the police chief. We're gonna find out a lot.
I'm Big Dick Black.
All right, listen. I got to call you guys later. Okay.
Okay.
I got
Duff.
somebody walked in. See
Thanks
you guys.
for calling, man.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks, Pat.
That was fucking hilarious.
All right.
That was great. We love Pat, though. Kind of hero.
So we were at the point of tithing. If you have 10% to give it to somebody,
Fork it over.
yeah, just please help somebody who really needs it.
Don't be a greedy fuck. Greedy gets caught. Right? Right, everyone? Don't be greedy. Give to the needy. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Oh, absolutely. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Except for that dispensary shit. Ugh.
I can't hear you.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
The dispensary, weed, or cannabis helps me with my spasms.
Oh, right on. Me
in
too.
My leg, so I'm
Or
able to
cannabis.
walk a little bit better. However, they don't make that strain anymore. I really like the Bruce Banner. That really helped me walk without limping or my left leg dragging. But now they don't make it anymore. So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, I don't like that. They said they didn't yield enough. So that just shows to me that they're out for the money, not for the the medicine.
Well, they're
Told me that
into
they
their
were, like, too
return
bad
of
for you.
investment.
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're right. Fuck you, lady. Too bad. Here, take this other stuff that isn't as good.
The plant's not yielding enough, so we're not making enough money off that. So
It's untainable. It's untenable.
it's not realistic for us to make your meds and not make money.
So tithe everybody. If you have extra and you know someone is sick, give them some weed. Don't be a douche. Don't be a douche nozzle. Right, Lefty?
Hashtag they shall grow. Hashtag they shall grow.
Hashtag they shall grow. Hashtag cannabis is normal.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning,